what was going on in the latest, and I wanted to update you. In between turkey bites, I would come run to the microphone and let you know what was going on. turkey bites, like literally, that's what it was. D. It was turkey bites, not
big
like
turkey bites.
Well, yeah, I mean big bites of turkey, not like turkey bites, not like something you'd buy in the store for your kid or something like that. Turkey bites with 100% something. Don't read the ingredients, but anyway, so today. If you want to call, 866-588-8303. Phone lines are open, and whatever you want to discuss, we are here for you. It is kind of a Friday-lujah to you, but it's an open Friday kind of thing happening because there's a lot going on, and then I'm sure there are a lot of things on your mind. And I would love to know, by the way, I thought about this. Maybe we should open the phone lines today, the day after Thanksgiving. And you can tell your Thanksgiving political stories, like, did you talk to Uncle so-and-so or Aunt so-and-so, and all of a sudden Trump came up and it became a, like the cat, all of a sudden the cat's flying across the room and all that kind of stuff. Was it like that? Was it good? Did you talk to relatives? Because you should have. I hope you did. Did you, D? Did you talk to friends and relatives over the Thanksgiving day about anything?
Yeah, nothing too political.
No, it didn't go there? Okay.
No.
Yeah,
my family is all pretty much in the same spot.
Okay. Well, then that's good. So it was more like, yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
okay, yeah. I had friends. Remember, I told you on Wednesday that the closest people in my life are all lefties, all of them, and we're able to look past the politics because we have a lifetime filled with things to talk about other than Trump. And it's a beautiful thing. And we got together, and you know how much talk was happening in the time we were together? None. Buckus. Zero. Zilch. Nada. It was beautiful. And we just hung out, and we had a great time. So that's it. Now, there are some people who are not going to be having such a great time soon, I believe, because the president is doing something today that many people thought could maybe possibly happen. And if he did, then it would prove that the president does not care right now about what the media says, about what the left says, about what anybody else is talking about with regard to illegal actions by maybe a former president.
So what are you saying?
It's not you yet. I'm talking about Joe Biden is what I'm talking about.
Shut up.
Okay. So Joe Biden, that's right. We maybe will see some people, let's just say, I don't know, I don't want to say perp walked or anything like that, but this is huge. The president of the United States, just a little while ago, hold on to your hats or whatever you've got close to you. The president put this statement out, and let's see if we can get this graphic up on the screen. If you're watching at FL Voice News on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook, let's see. There it is. Let me read to you what the president put out just a little while ago. Any document signed by Sleepy Joe Biden with the autopen, which was approximately 92% of them, is hereby terminated and of no further force or effect. The autopen is not allowed to be used if approval is not specifically given by the President of the United States. The radical left lunatics circling Biden around the beautiful Resolute desk in the Oval Office took the presidency away from him. I am hereby canceling all executive orders and anything else that was not directly signed by Crooked Joe Biden. I thought it was Sleepy Joe Biden. I think it's Sleepy and Crooked. It's amazing how you could do both. Because I added that part. Because the people who operated the autopen did so illegally. Joe Biden was not involved in the autopen process, and if he says he was, he will be brought up on charges of perjury. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I'm thinking to myself, first of all, yes, that is right. Oh, what a shame. Some of you who got the autopen pardon. How did I get the Biden? How did I get autopen pardon and Biden mixed up? I think maybe some of the spiced eggnog from yesterday that we were partaking in a little earlier than Christmas time still in effect. But yeah, I sound like somebody else I know. So all of the people in former President Biden's orbit who received auto-pen pardons, even all the way until 1992, retroactive, which is like, what? Are all going to, I don't know, are all going to have to now answer some questions, are all going to, see, this is where it's going to get very, very interesting. So the president now is fully nullifying autopen documents that were signed, quote unquote, by Biden, 92% of them. He did what he said he was going to do, or people have been saying he should do. I guess the question is, number one, can he make null and void executive orders? Because I'm wondering how many others we could do with that when it comes to autopen. And then the second part is, how is the left going to react now? The left in this country is going to be beside themselves. Executive orders, pardons, special directives, anything where there is not there is clearly an autopen signature and there's nothing to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the president of the United States, Joe Biden at the time, authorized it, is gone. I can't believe it. So what kind of legal challenges are coming? There's going to be plenty. And this is what a lot of people signed up for, I think, with the president of the United States right now. And it's this. Let's stop. Let's stop with the dilly-dallying, the lightly dancing around, the, oh, I don't want to offend you, the, oh, man, the media is going to be mad at us for doing things. No. We're done with that. Those days are over. We're not doing it. In other words, the president now is going to have to do very important things, drastic things, to ensure the constitutional republic. Do you get this part of it? So all the lefties that listen in the state of Florida, and by the way, we get your emails. We see what you're saying. I mean, well, D does. I don't usually. D gets the. D, have you seen any emails lately from the Florida lefties? Have you been receiving any?
They seem to be a little quiet.
Okay, quiet. Well, because they got the turkey hangover kind of thing going on. That the president is doing things to strengthen, to bring us back to the moorings of the Constitution. This is not going rogue or anything like that, so stop the nonsense. But you are going to hear and see a lot today, tonight, on social media, probably over the weekend as people start to get away from the holiday weekend and now start to begin to get ready for what is going to be a busy week next week, that they're paying attention. But also they've been paying attention. I was going to wait for this, but maybe we need to talk about this now, because there's a scheme. It feels like, allegedly, there's a scheme that has been underway by the left. Almost like a color revolution. What is a color revolution? What are you talking about? Well, General Mike Flynn has brought this up. He's called for the president of the United States to address the nation about this color revolution threat. Now, what is this? A color revolution is what the intelligence community has been doing across the globe for a very long time. These campaigns that are funded, that the CIA, for example, in this playbook for overseas regime change, and how do they do it? And I want to read to you some of what a color revolution looks like and see whether or not it feels as if that's part of what's going on right now in this country. Now, mind you, start from the beginning. The president right now says that 92% of autopen Joe Biden's special orders, or any of the pardons, or any of the EOs, a lot of what he has done are null and void, okay? Because he didn't do it. Everybody else in the White House was using the autopen without his knowledge. And if it's true, and the president, again, is trying to get us back to the moorings of the Constitution, then that means that there are going to be people on the left who are going to try to do something drastic to stop this president. So here's 4 things that color revolutions do. You ready, D? I'm going to have you be the ombudsman on this quickly. You ready?
Let's hear it.
The first one is you have a delegitimization campaign against the leadership that is there in the country. In this case, Trump. Have we had any delegitimizing of the president of the United States lately? Can you say Sedition 6? Okay. The second one is framing normal authority as illegitimate. Oh, illegitimate president, illegitimate orders, giving illegitimate orders to the military and the intelligence community. Have you heard that yet? The third thing is attempting to mobilize military disobedience. Hey, D, have you heard that yet? And the fourth would be attempt to trigger defection in the military and the intelligence world. I'm worried that we're really close to all of these things taking place, especially if the president begins to do things that are pulling us back to the moorings of the Constitution, not trying to be a dictator. And when the left sees all of this happening, they got to figure out a way to get him out of office. They have to figure it out. And General Mike Flynn is worried about this. Data Republican, who's someone on X that you should follow, has been talking about this along with Peter Schweitzer and others, even Mike Benz, looking at all of these observations of dark money NGO ecosystems and where the money's been going. And when the NGO money dried up, people start to get desperate because they're not able to fund a lot of what the left has been trying to do in this country. So there's a lot that's going on right now. It's a scary time. And one other thing before we hit the phones, 866-588-8303 is this. Listen to what took place just the other day. Glenn Kirshner is a former Army judge advocate general. So someone that you're supposed to believe knows what he's talking about, above board. But he's on Jen Psaki's program on MS, whatever they call themselves. So you know it's going to be anti-Trump. And listen to what she asks him and how outrageous this is. As the conversation was about the FBI seeking interviews with Democrats that the president has accused of sedition. You know, the Sedition 6 and the video they made about not following Trump's orders. And I want you to listen. If you think all of the things I'm talking about right now are like wacko, crazy, fringe, I don't know, whatever you want, just listen to this.
What do you think as a lawyer, what do you think the consequences should be for people who are abiding by following these steps from the commander-in-chief when they seem to be complete overreaches of power?
Do you see? So Jen Psaki is setting up the question by asking, what's going to happen to people in the military and in the intelligence community, who follow the president's orders under the assumption that they're illegal? We haven't had any. They haven't been able to identify it, but they're talking about the future, the what if. What happens to these people who follow orders and listen to what the dude says?
They're following unlawful commands from Donald Trump. And if you're committing offenses and your defense is going to be, I was just following orders, that didn't work out so well at Nuremberg.
You see where we're going? It didn't work very well at Nuremberg. Bad things could happen to you if you follow the president's orders that we believe are illegal. Bad things will, and guess what? One day Democrats are going to be in charge, and they're going to look at you and see what you did and what you followed and what you shouldn't have followed. Allegedly. And there have to be consequences. Yeah, but wait. No, it doesn't matter. Because they're setting this up. These are spicy times, everybody. They are spicy times right now. I'm just saying. All of these things should be discussed. Do you believe it's true? Do you think it's crazy? It's okay. But you should be thinking about all of these things because that's the times we're in. Hey, look at this. On the phone right now is the executive director of Florida AFPI is Bob Brommel. He's joining us right now on Florida's Voice. Right there he is. Hey, look at you.
How are you doing, my friend?
I'm well. It's great to hear from you. And I hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving and are looking forward to what is happening into the future. Like we're looking ahead, hopefully, and hopefully you had a nice day yesterday.
I had a great day, and one of the reasons I had a great day that, first of all, I like watching football, but the New York Giants were not on yesterday, so I got to eat my meal without having any agita watching them.
Nice, very peaceful. That's a good start. Very nice. Yeah.
But and I was having a great day until I started listening to you.
Oh, thanks. Why? What is that supposed to mean?
Well, can we just have one day and be thankful for everything that we are in the world? And we know, I don't know what percentage. It's a small percentage of the population that's trying to destroy America. CNN, MSNBC, and all these other crazy people. But listen, God has a plan, and we're part of it. And you know what? Donald Trump is part of the plan. God let him live because he's part of the plan.
Yes, I understand what you're saying, but it does not mean that evil forces will not continue to push and try. And it is remarkable, some of the news that is coming out and some of the things that we are following. And I don't know, maybe we move away a little bit from some of what has been happening nationally. Maybe we should just focus a little bit on Florida and some of the good things that are going on, and just kind of stay here in this bubble for just this moment. I mean, we got a lot of good things that are going on here, and things to be thankful for, and even things that could be popping in the future.
Listen, we have a lot of good things, but as Tallahassee is getting ready to start their legislative session in about a month from now, there's some bad things that they're trying to do too.
See, now you're bringing everybody. It went from me bringing you down, and now you're bringing me down. Okay, well, what? All right, what's all right, Bob Brommel, Executive Director, AFPI Florida. What is it? Tell me what you are concerned about as we head into legislative session in just about a month.
I'm concerned that some of the advancement, parental choice in education, they're trying to figure out how to limit them. Right now we basically have universal vouchers or education savings accounts for all the children in Florida. All the children and the parents can choose any type of school they want. Virtual school, charter school, private school.
Yeah, it's great.
And right now, though, in the Senate, they have Senator Don Gates who's looking at ways, because he thinks there could be some corruption or some misbalancing of things, to limit them, to have a pot of money for alternative forms of education and a pot of money for traditional public schools. And what that would mean in reality, there wouldn't be a universal choice. There would be kids left at the curb and not be able to choose the education choice that they want. So we're looking on it. I'm going to be chatting with them next week when I'm up there.
Good.
And make sure that if there's some problems, let's fix the problem. Let's not throw out the good program that we have. And it does seem like the Department of Education has misaccounted for some students that may be getting vouchers and going to traditional schools. But we need to make sure that every child and every parent has a choice to go to any school, any education, any form that they want, and the state will pay our portion and go from there.
Yeah, that's interesting because there are so many things that politicians do where they find out what it is that's wrong and then do things legislatively to fix the wrongs, right? So fundamentally, it's good. And so if something is happening that is not good within the good system that's there, you fix it. It's an odd thing that you'd want to, what do you want to do? You want to throw this whole good thing out? That's crazy talk. We should be able to figure out and monitor, and what do we need, right? What does it mean? A new department, department heads, more people that have their eyes on this. I mean, there has to be a way to do this without throwing the whole thing out.
The analogy, what I'm hearing from up there is, hey, there's fraud, so we have to start over. I wish that the federal government would use that with Medicaid and the SNAP program, since we know that there's fraud in the billions.
They won't.
Why don't we throw it all out and start over?
Yeah, they don't. Well, but in that case, I guess it's kind of the opposite. This is something that is good fundamentally, and you would figure that you want to keep it strong and keep it secure and figure out a way to do it. And, fundamentally with those other programs, you certainly have people that need them, and they're good and you want to. But at the same time, and I know we've got about a minute and a half left to go, but the other thing is, man, I would love to have more input from communities, in closer to home, some of the charitable organizations and people that close to home can help in communities as well, strengthening that.
Listen, our school, the results are in the report card. Not long ago, Florida had one of the worst education systems in the country. And now, depending on the rating service, we're ranked 1 through 3.
Yeah.
We are actually the envy of almost every other state in the nation because of our advancement in parental choice in education. And if there are problems, we need to fix it. DOE has to do a better job accounting for it. Yes, and you know what? If there's any of these vendors or private schools or charter schools that are committing fraud, you know what I want to see? I want to see a law passed that if you're committing the fraud, it's a penalty of a criminal penalty where you'll go to jail, not just lose your money, but go to jail. You know what? That will stop the fraud.
Wow. All right. Strong. All right, Bob Rommel. Hey, listen, thanks for calling, and happy Friday to you. Enjoy your weekend.
And you know what? For those people out there shopping, be nice to other people today.
Yeah.
If you see a police officer or a security guard, thank them for doing their job.
You bet. All right, my friend. All the best. God bless. We'll see you soon.
God bless, man.
All right, there he goes. Bob Rommel joining us for a minute there on Florida's Voice. We appreciate it. We appreciate Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. They show up fast to get the job done right. And if you've got an issue with your air conditioner, I can tell you this. Strata AC tune-ups are fantastic for the unit you have. Or if your unit's 10 years old or older and you need a new one, StrataAC.com. That's STRADAC.com if you want to get a brand new unit across the state of Florida. You ought to call Strata. License number is CACO 43953. Top of the news from the Florida's Voice newsroom next.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA. It is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families. And one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and I have to tell you, when my wife and I talked about getting new kitchen countertops for our house, we know who to call. Rock Solid Countertops and More, 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples. And they have been absolutely amazing. Hugo and the team are the best. The workmanship has been absolutely incredible. The install was so easy. The process was perfect. Taking everything out, bringing the new stuff in. The quartz countertop is unbelievably beautiful, and my wife is super happy, I'll tell you. You know they have the best quality and selection of marble, quartz, granite, and a one-stop shop for all of your kitchen, outdoor, and bathroom needs. I've known it for years. I've lived in Southwest Florida 40 years. There was really only one place I was going to go. It's Rock Solid Countertops and More. I would suggest you give them a call, 596-7676. They're at 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples. Find out what they can do for you. Countertops, cabinets, plantation shutters, they do it all. Rock Solid Countertops and More.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE 40. 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
Since the dawn of time, man and wildlife have shared a connection and hunting traditions passed down from generation to generation have connected man to the natural world, from bow and arrow to hook and bullet. As man evolved, our link to those traditions remain with them forever. Yet today, our basic instinct to provide and as part of the hunt to conserve and appreciate the natural world has fallen under attack for the first time in human history. The misguided politicians and radical activists pushing an agenda to end hunting as we know it, or leading a war against our heritage and their misguided policies and protests. They demonize hunters and belittle our way of life, the results of hunters leaving the sport in droves, while our wildlife and ecosystems suffer the consequences as conservation funding dries up. Named after the father of the North American model for wildlife conservation, the International Order of T. Roosevelt is fighting in the arena to protect and expand the rights of hunters everywhere. We will fight back against these forces to make sure that every American has a right to hunt, enshrined in their state constitutions. We will educate the next generation in our traditions and seek to expand accessibility so that everyone can enjoy our pastimes. And we will continue to hold true to our namesake's efforts to protect, preserve, and ensure open access to our nation's wild lands. Teddy Roosevelt's vision for American conservation defines our modern hunting and conservation system, a system upheld by the idea that conservation efforts are crucial to our hunting way of life, and that hunters are crucial to successful conservation.
To some, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much, but that's not true. They're testing out vowels and consonants and trying different sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on meaning, especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Learn more at autismspeaks.org.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, are you still playing defense with your money? It's time to shift gears and seize the fresh opportunities this new pro-business environment has to offer. That's exactly what certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and the team at Advantage Retirement Group do for high net worth investors like you, helping you go on the offense with advanced tax strategies, thoughtful risk management, and forward-thinking financial planning. Imagine enjoying the retirement lifestyle you've worked so hard to achieve, all while staying one step ahead, and in a changing world, you've got to do it. Alfie and his team design personalized strategies to strengthen your financial foundation so you can focus on living life on your terms. Ready to find out more? Text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Again, you can call or text 239-747-7470. Schedule your one-on-one consultation today and see how a proactive approach can help you thrive no matter what the market does next. Don't wait. Call or text VISIT to 239-747-7470 right now.
Now, back to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
All right, anytime you want to watch it, FL Voice News on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook, and anytime you want to check out the program after hours, Florida's Voice with Drew Steele, the podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you get it. All right, it's time right now for Top of the News.
Top of the News, Florida's headlines. Now.
On this Friday, hallelujah to you, right after Thanksgiving, and look at us, we are all working. It's who's in the newsroom right now? It is Michelle Vesserino. She's got the latest from the Florida's Voice newsroom. Sorry, I see you now. Tell me what's up. What's up?
Hey, Drew.
Hey.
Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Here's what we're following for you in the Florida's Voice newsroom. Immigration and national security are at the forefront following a deadly attack near the White House. Two West Virginia National Guard members, Sarah Beckstrom and Andrew Wolf, were ambushed while on anti-crime patrol. Beckstrom, aged 20, was killed, and Wolf, aged 24, remains in critical condition. The alleged suspect is a 29-year-old Afghan national who entered the U.S. in 2021 under Operation Allies Welcome. President Trump called the attack an act of evil, hatred, and terror, and immediately ordered 500 additional Guard troops to the Capitol. Trump has pledged to re-examine every Afghan admitted to the country. President Trump posted a forceful Thanksgiving message yesterday to Americans blasting U.S. immigration policy. He claimed the country was being divided, disrupted, carved up, murdered, and mugged by unchecked immigration. He singled out Minnesota's Somali refugee community and personally attacked both Governor Tim Walz and Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, blaming illegal aliens for fueling social dysfunction. Trump promised a permanent pause on migration from third world countries and mass deportations. Governor Ron DeSantis echoed the sentiment, posting that the U.S. should never import anyone who hates our country or is not culturally or politically compatible with America. In state news, Governor Ron DeSantis has firmly rejected the idea of issuing digital driver's licenses in Florida.
Good.
Responding to a question on social media, DeSantis gave a definitive denial, stating, "The convenience of a digital driver's license is outweighed by the potential for government to abuse it. Not going to happen in Florida. No digital ID." The governor's position contrasts with the growing trend of over 24 states piloting mobile ID apps, but aligns with his push for greater data privacy and his signing of the Digital Bill of Rights legislation. Florida will continue to mandate the physical plastic version of the driver's license. And that's all for now, but I'll be back at 4:35 with another update, including the shocking claim by Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who blamed President Trump for the fatal shooting of 2 National Guard troops. That's in our next hour. I'm senior reporter Michelle Vesarina for Florida's Voice. Drew, back to you.
All right, Michelle Vesarina in the Florida's Voice newsroom. And anytime you want to check out the stories we're working on, it's flvoicenews.com, Florida's Voice, the website. All right, she was mentioning the President of the United States and what he said on Thanksgiving. Can I read a little? It's really long. I'll read some of it to you right now so you can check this out. Very happy Thanksgiving salutation to all our great American citizens and patriots who have been so nice in allowing our country to be divided, disrupted, carved up, murdered, beaten, mugged, and laughed at, along with certain other foolish countries throughout the world for being politically correct and just plain stupid when it comes to immigration. The official United States foreign population stands at 53 million, according to the census, most of which are on welfare from failed nations or from prisons, mental institutions, gangs, or drug cartels. They and their children are supported through massive payments from patriotic American citizens who, because of their beautiful hearts, do not want to openly complain or cause trouble in any way, shape, or form. They put up with what has happened to our country, but it's eating them alive to do so. A migrant earning $30,000 with a green card will get roughly $50,000 in yearly benefits for their family. The real migrant population is much higher. This refugee burden is the leading cause of social dysfunction in America, something that didn't exist after World War II. And he gives examples. It's really, really long. But if you get down to the very end, he starts to talk about, even as we have progressed technologically, immigration policy has eroded those gains, living conditions for many, I will permanently pause migration from all third world countries to allow the U.S. system to fully recover, terminate all of the millions of Biden illegal admissions, including those signed by Sleepy Joe's AutoPen, and remove anyone who is not a net asset to the United States or is incapable of loving our country, and all federal benefits and subsidies to non-citizens of the country. Denaturalize migrants. I mean, there's a lot here. That's why I'm wowing. Denaturalize migrants who undermine domestic tranquility and deport any foreign national who's a public charge, security risk, or non-compatible with Western civilization. These goals will be pursued with the aim of achieving a major reduction in illegal and disruptive populations, including those admitted through an unauthorized and illegal AutoPen approval process. Only reverse migration, in capital letters, can fully cure the situation. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving to all. Except those that hate, steal, murder, and destroy everything that America stands for. You won't be here for long. Wow. That's a mouthful from the President of these United States, and a feeling that that's what you voted for. That's what you voted for. Now, if you're listening to what I just said and what the president wrote on his Truth Social account, you have to ask yourself how much of what he's saying is true. And here's where the facts lie. Either you listen to all of this and you look at the facts and you look at the numbers and you look at the census and you look at what's going on here in the country and you're like, he's got a point. Or you're looking at this and you are every Istan Obia in the book. You're called every single name everything that you can possibly be told about you by somebody on the left and say it in a nasty way is how it's going to be done, not because you're right, but because you refuse to answer to what the president just put out there. Is he right? Is it true? You know, the left-leaning media, you already have CNN, who on their Chiron, Manu Raju, CNN, Trump escalates immigration crackdown after death of National Guard member. Now, the death of the National Guard member happened why? Was it somebody who overstayed a visa? Was it somebody who was being housed with their family by a lefty in Washington State? Is it somebody who we come to find out didn't exactly love the country and did what they did? And so when we talk about an immigration crackdown, you can make it about that. You can make it about people who have come to the country illegally and are overstaying visas and breaking our laws. And aren't we supposed to do something about this? But no, it's about Trump, you know, being every is to no be in the book. And you got to keep pushing and pushing and pushing with that narrative instead of looking at the facts. So let's see what CNN says.
He's going to re-examine green cards for 19 countries. As you can see on your screen there, the 19 countries from African countries, Middle East, some in South America.
Let me just stop. If you're looking at the screen, and you're watching at FL Voice News on YouTube, Rome, Alex, and Facebook, you can see the countries that he's going to re-examine the green cards. And it is a who's who, or D, who's whom. See what I did there? A who's
This
whom.
is the one that always gets me.
Yeah. It's a who's who or a who's whom of countries that have either publicly or governmentally talked about how, yeah, we're not exactly a fan of yours. You know, like the Death to America chants and the like, and you can go right down the list. So is it all right to ask from said countries, really from every country, like, why are you here? And what is your motivation? You would imagine that, like the turn of the 20th century, a motivation would be to start a better life and immediately do what needs to be done to become an American citizen and love the country and the Constitution and the rule of law and everything that we have created here. Is that too much to ask?
Evan, how is he going to be able to implement this? Because they're talking about a loyalty test as well.
No, it's not a loyalty test. It's about, are you following the law? Are you breaking the law? Are you coming here because maybe you have nefarious purposes? And not just that, but are you coming here because we're like the cha-ching for you? Like you're here to access the things that we offer as a nation that loves people, that is very gracious and is very humbled by the fact that you want to be here in this country, as opposed to 130 something other countries that you could go to and you're like, nah, I don't want to go to those. I want to go to yours. Well, why do you want to come to ours? Well, we know the reason why, and you know the reason why. But how much of that has to legitimately, I mean, why is that such a wrong thing to ask? How much of that legitimately is, I want to be part of the fabric of what makes your country great and your history? Or are you coming here to bring your own?
Well, is this a real thing that they're going to actually try to implement all this and get rid of people who are, you know, green cards? You're here legally. This is legally issued by the government.
Yeah, but do you overstay them? Do you? What about, you know, the larger question about you're here and why you've come? I mean, I don't have to do this again, do I? I guess I do. And, you know, when we have a real, legitimate terrorism threat level in this country that we have to address, when there are people here who do not want to follow our laws, do not want to be part of the fabric, and as a matter of fact, come here with really hateful and nefarious purpose, and want to set up what is their beliefs and their laws and the nation maybe that they came and try to implant it into ours in a city near you, that's a problem. And we're just not doing that here. And it doesn't mean we hate you. It doesn't mean we're mad or upset. Well, I mean, we're mad and upset with you because, again, why are you here? But doesn't mean that we're every Istanobia in the book. And yeah, where was that clip? I just want to show this clip before I move on here. There it is. Again, it really is something that has to be answered. The great governor of the state of Florida, Ron DeSantis, said, what are we doing to ourselves? As he posted on X, on his account, reposted this video about how in the middle of Dearborn, Michigan, an entire crowd chants death to America. And pretty simple, Rashida Tlaib, who represents that district, you just want to kind of ask the question, like, is this okay? I mean, are you all right with this? And Fox News went and just asked her to comment on this. I mean, this is not a good thing, right? In Dearborn, Michigan. And
Congresswoman Tlaib.
Fox News. I don't talk to Fox News.
At a rally in your district, people were chanting death to America. Do you condemn?
Talk to Fox News.
But do you condemn chants of death to America?
I don't talk to people that use racist tropes.
Why can't you just say whether or not you condemn people chanting death to America? Why are you afraid to talk to Fox?
Fox News is not listen, using racist tropes towards my community is what Fox News is about, and I don't talk to Fox News.
Okay. What about the death to America chances? That's a problem, right? No matter who does it, isn't it?
Death to America racist?
Fox News.
Is chanting death to America racist?
I'm talking about your guys' racist tropes.
Yeah, there you go. There's the answer. It's just racist tropes, and you're not allowed to speak ill of anybody who says anything like this. Even after some of the things that we have discovered and what has happened and the tragic, horrible loss of life that took place in D.C. and the reasons why. But you're not allowed to ask about that. And the governor was right. He's just asking the question, like, what's happening here? What are we doing? It's a legitimate question to ask. And there's more on this we'll get to coming up in just a bit here at Florida's Voice. What else? I know a couple of Florida stories I wanted to get to that I didn't the other day. By the way, we're live. It's a Friday Hallelujah to you here on Florida's Voice. And wherever you are across the state of Florida, maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. It's a perfect day to call, especially if you're out and about and you're in your car and you're like driving around right now. And maybe you're doing some first minute shopping. See what I did there, D? It's not last minute shopping. It's first minute shopping because it's Black Friday and everybody's going crazy because they think there's no other day to get a deal than today. Like that kind of thing.
Crazy is a great way to put it.
Yeah. So if you're out there and you're part of the crazy, well, not part of the crazy. I mean, you're mingled within the other people that are crazy. You're not crazy. But you want to call 866-588-8303. We are live on this Friday Hallelujah to you, Black Friday. And we got more coming up, including what is wrong with St. Pete? Are they really thinking about Charlie Crist for St. Pete mayor? What?
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because Metashare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 855-SHARE-40. That's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, if you're looking to take advantage of today's pro-business environment and strengthen your financial future, certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and his team at Advantage Retirement Group have got you covered. They specialize in advanced tax strategies, risk management, and retirement planning, all aimed at helping high net worth investors like you thrive. Now, Alfie wants to share those insights with you with his book, Keeping You on the Retirement Fairway. It's packed with practical tips and forward-thinking strategies to help you make the most out of your hard-earned wealth. Ready to get your free copy? Text BOOK to 239-747-7470. That's 239-747-7470. Don't wait. Learn how to capitalize on that pro-business opportunities that are out there right now and secure the confident retirement you deserve. Once again, text BOOK to 239-747-7470 right now, and let Alfie Townsend and Advantage Retirement Group help guide you toward a stronger, more confident financial future.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Now, back to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
When I slept on it the first few nights, I was like, this is not working. Why am I so sore? People are like, oh yeah, if you're used to a soft mattress, it's gonna be like that the first few nights, but you have to just hang in there and then it's gonna be splendid. And then by the 4th day, I woke up and I was like so refreshed. By like 2 weeks in, I didn't have any more back pain.
A lot of Eastern cultures and even African cultures sleep on the floor. Your spine has some curves to it. If you are in a flush bed where you're sinking in, you tend to push down on this part of the spine, and then you kind of bend that curve out of shape. And that may explain why you may wake up with pain down the leg or stiffness in the back.
D, I'm trying to think whether I'm for this or against this. So, should you stop sleeping in a bed and sleep on the floor? There's something called floor futons. They're Japanese style, and it's getting really trendy. And that is some influencer on some social media platform who is suggesting that instead of sleeping in the bed, you sleep on the floor and you sleep on this futon, and it's like a little bit of cushion, but really it's super hard. And when you sleep on it, you're like, oh man, this stinks. Well, it's because your mattress is giving too much and your body is curving in different places where it shouldn't, and you should be on the floor. And so people should be sleeping on the floor more because there's more benefits than the bed. What do you think?
I've seen people recommending this, not that necessarily that item itself, but just, you know, like a very thin mattress or just sleeping on some sheets and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly it's good for your body.
Yeah. Do you, would you try it?
I would try it.
Yeah.
See if, you know, the back feels good, neck feels good, maybe keep going with it.
But she made a really...
The comfortability of a bed is just good.
She made a really important point, and I think the doctor followed it up too, that you can't just give up on it. You can't go, for the first day, you can't sleep in and go, I'm all achy. Because of course you're going to be achy because your body's not used to being tight in that place where it's usually saggy kind of thing. And so you got to give it some time. You can't just do it overnight. So... And the good news is, with the holidays quickly approach, well, I mean, we're in the holiday season now. It's Friday Hallelujah to you, by the way. It's the day after Thanksgiving. We are here live on Florida's Voice with Christmas around the corner, and there may be times where you or someone you know is going to have to sleep on the floor. Or maybe you're that guy who had the argument with the wife, and all of a sudden it's like you're out and you got to sleep on the floor. And you sleep on the floor, and then you realize that she was right and you were wrong, and then you make up, and the makeup's good. Did I say that? Anyway, the point is that maybe you need to get used to sleeping on the floor every once in a while. And if you have guests that come over, you give them the bed happily because you're good on the floor, D. See? So you get double benefit out of it, or maybe triple benefit.
That is quite the thought you came up with.
Are you not buying that? Is that no good? All right. Let's talk about other things, shall we? Let's see what else we got going on. Oh, man, I have a lot of Florida stories that I have not had the chance to get to this week that we are going to hit upon in the next couple of hours. One of them is Congresswoman Shirphyllis McCormick, the one that was accused of stealing $5 million of FEMA funds, allegedly used the money to purchase a $109,000 3.14 carat yellow diamond ring. And I guess there are some other things that the representative was accused of stealing. $2.4 million to her consulting company, $1.2 million bank transfer to an account managed by her relatives, $830,000 transfer into a separate account where Shirphyllis McCormick was an authorized signer, $334,000 deposit into the bank account of somebody named LeBlanc, who is, quote, accused of having coordinated straw donor contributions to Shirphyllis McCormick. $190,000. I can go on. There's a lot here. And it looks like in her official congressional portrait, she's wearing the ring in the portrait, D. So,
oh boy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I know how this is gonna go. I think.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
It's 4 a.m., Monday, and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
No way.
No way. No way.
No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele. Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Congratulations on your show.
Congratulations on your new show. Big deal, huh?
That's why shows like yours are so important. We have an independent county elected sheriff that's the head of law enforcement in Jacksonville/Duval County. And I know how to work toward making this city safe.
We can't be shy about speaking on things such as faith and politics. We have to remember, in a free society, the public square belongs to all of us.
I'm not interested in North Florida looking like Orlando or Miami. I love where we live, but I think that good jobs means that people that live in this district can stay in this district.
Fishing and hunting is funding a large part of your conservation projects in Florida, and we want to make sure that those are forever preserved.
And the problem with this industry at this point is that they actually target our youth. You can see it in their marketing strategies where it's bright colors, fun names.
And that's going to be endlessly litigated.
Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, are you still playing defense with your money? Now might be the perfect time to go on offense and seize the opportunities presented by the new pro-business environment ushered in by President Trump and his administration. That's exactly what certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and his team at Advantage Retirement Group do for high net worth investors like you. They create strategies designed to help manage taxes, control risks, and boost your financial confidence. It's a forward-thinking approach that can strengthen your foundation so you can enjoy the lifestyle you've worked so hard to achieve. If you're ready to see how Alfie's team can help elevate your plan, call or text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Again, text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Schedule your one-on-one consultation today and discover proactive strategies to help you thrive in an ever-changing world. Again, text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Don't wait. Let Alfie Townsend and the Advantage Retirement Group team guide you toward a stronger, more confident financial future.
I've been dipping snuff for well over 30 years. You know, I could wake up in the morning and have a weird lump in my gums. Guess it's like playing Russian roulette, really. I would love grandchildren. And if by quitting it extends my life some, I would gladly lay it down.
Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com to find free resources to help you quit your way.
Today, push harder, push forward, push vigorously.
There are things that I am hiding from people that I'm trying to inspire.
You can do whatever you set your mind to.
I feel like a hypocrite a lot of the times.
Don't give up on yourself ever.
Smoking, I hide it because I'm ashamed of it. I want to get out of the shadow. I want to show people there is light away from the darkness. I am going to quit.
Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com to find free resources to help you quit your way.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and you know I love the Floor Meisters in Naples. Locally family-owned business, 3 generations of Meisters. Listen, what are you looking for? Carpet, tile, hardwood, Quartec? Maybe that's what you're looking for. And why don't we talk to TJ Meister right now of the Floor Meisters and find out what's going on with Quartec. What's up, TJ?
Well, we're just keeping up with the demand for Quartec. Just had to order a truck and bring it in from the West Coast of the United States to keep up with all the needs and wants of the people of Southwest Florida. Somebody doesn't have it, give me a call. I probably do.
I tell you, I love my Quartec floor. People love it. What is it about it that makes it so awesome?
Well, it's waterproof, kid-proof, pet-proof. So if you got a pool, no problem. If you got a dog, no problem. If you got a husband that spills, no problem.
Floor Meisters, that's who I trust, and you should as well. 6281 Naples Boulevard in Naples. 239-596-4964 for the Floor Meisters.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us a voice.
For being out there helping keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for your support for veterans in the military. Educating us. Standing up for conservatism. Giving us the truth.
Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Well, hey, everybody. So glad you're joining us today on Florida's Voice. It is a Friday, Hallelujah to you, the day after Thanksgiving. And we are here working with you. 866-588-8303 is the phone number. Anytime you want to call, if you want to watch it, FL Voice News on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook. Did I mention that Big D's on the other side of the glass and Nina's in the breaking newsroom? Everybody in the newsroom is working today. Look at me with my swinging fingers like that about everybody being in the room today, which is awesome to see. Everybody working hard, especially when there's breaking news that's out there that we've been reporting that happened a little earlier today as we come to find out that the president is doing it. He's fully nullifying all the autopen documents signed by Joe Biden, 92% of them, canceling executive orders and anything else that was not directly signed by crooked Joe Biden, because the people who operated the autopen did so illegally, not involved. Joe Biden was not involved in the autopen process, and if he says he was, he'll be brought up on charges of perjury. Wow, so that is a happy reveal. Yep. People feeling good about that. Now, legally, can he do this and how this would work? I don't know. But the point is, the president has been putting out a whole lot. And he has been doing things that the American people who voted for him asked him to do. Like, wait a second. You got pardons of Anthony Fauci and General Mark Milley and the Biden family and members of the House January 6th committee. Like, it all feels like, no, we're not doing this. And so the fact that he is putting this out there and throwing out, as it were, every document Joe Biden signed using that autopen and the challenges that go along with it, do one thing for sure. It lets us talk about it. It lets us discuss why it's important, whether or not it's true, and what was happening with said autopen, right? So I love when we get the opportunity to do that. I think that's such an important part of the discussion here, because, you know, some of the things that we forget about, we don't get an opportunity to talk about specifically, is when you have, for example, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax and all of the information that comes out, and people get frustrated like me that want to see individuals perp walked. We want to see people that...
Every time I think about Trump, I get allergic.
Like, I want her allergies to go away in prison. Like that kind of thing. You know, when you're like, Hillary Clinton and the DNC and Perkins Coie and the whole thing of making up this whole Trump-Russia collusion hoax and all the alphabet bureaucracies connected to it and the like, and why haven't we seen anybody held to account with all of that? Even though the exposure of it is very, very important. D, does that make sense? In other words, we may not get the perp walk, but if we get all the exposure, that is good, because the American people see what has been done to the president, and by default, you and your vote, and you want to ensure that that doesn't happen again. And there are people who are going to continue to want to do this. They're not going to stop. They're gonna push against this president in all different kinds of ways, and we know that. And there's a reason why, because obviously he's getting a lot done that needs to get done. We need to have answers about the autopen and the documents that Joe Biden signed. And if this means that this is going to go to court, and court means that we get discovery, in other words, we get to find out where the president was and who was there in the Oval and everything else that we can find out about and get to the truth, that's important. When, for example, the president who is talking about reverse immigration in this country, and he is concerned about what has been taking place here, especially with the shooting of the two National Guardsmen in Washington, D.C. just the other day, and one of them, unfortunately, who has passed, and the two of them being shot, and the person that did this, and all the things about that person and why they're here. And look, you're also going to get the the pushing back on anyone in the media, or even Jeanine Pirro, for example, who was on Fox this morning, and I'm going to play a clip of her and what she said there in the district on this issue, among others. And just remember that the left in this country doesn't want to have the exposure of all the truth in data and numbers and calculations on census and the like about who is coming into this country and how much they're tapping into our resources and those effects. They don't want to deal with any of that. All they want to do is keep it going and call you every name in the book, every Istanobi in the book. That's what it is. And there are some people that are like, just don't care about this. I mean, in other words, I don't care that you call me every name in the book. I don't care that you're using that as your defense. You know, when the president says only reverse migration can fully cure the situation that we are in, which is talking about the way that people are coming here, as he described in a Truth Social post over the weekend. And let me put this out here before I get to the Jeanine Pirro audio, where you can see that he said, even as we progress technologically, immigration policy has eroded the gains and living conditions for many. I will permanently pause migration from all third world countries to allow the U.S. system to fully recover. Don't you want that to happen? I mean, it should. If there's a problem here, we need to address it. Terminate all the millions of Biden illegal admissions. The illegal part is very, very important there, including those signed by Sleepy Joe Biden's autopen, and remove anyone who is not a net asset to the United States. Well, that's an outrageous thing to say. How could you say that? Well, I don't know. How many people here that come to the country are using this as a place to stay where they can use our resources, but they're not working. They're not giving back to to American society. They're just not doing it. Incapable of loving the country, end all federal benefits and subsidies to non-citizens of the country, denaturalize migrants who undermine domestic tranquility. I would imagine that the individual who took the life of one National Guardsman, and we have one still on life support, and we're praying for the quick recovery of him. That you would imagine that might fall into that category. And Jeanine Pirro was talking about it this morning on Fox, and the National Guard member who died and the other in critical condition after the D.C. shooting. And the U.S. Attorney for D.C., Jeanine Pirro, says...
Let me say one more thing, and it's not about this case. It's about vetting in general.
Yeah.
The nonsense that the left gave us with this Operation Welcome Allies. Look, there was no vetting. If you think there was vetting, I have a bridge to sell you. If you saw the chaos that was going on at that airport in Kabul, in Afghanistan, it was typical of what was going on in the Biden administration. And the Pentagon, I believe it was Kirby and people in the Biden administration, said the Afghan withdrawal that we all know was disastrous was a success. And that's a quote. They called that a success. That chaos is not a success. That is a nightmare. And 13 American servicemen and women were killed at that airport because the Biden administration couldn't get their facts together and couldn't make a decision regarding the rules of engagement to take down a known suicide bomber.
She went on to say some other things as well, and I'll play the rest of the audio coming up within the hour. But understand that when you have the vetting process not taking place that needed to take place, then people have legitimate questions like, why? Why did that happen? Why was it like this? And one other thing that I wanted to play, and I want to see if I can find this clip, because this is important. The National Guard shooter was a member of Afghanistan's notorious death squads? Wait, what does that mean? this was reported on Fox this morning as well.
To show you, he was part of this CIA-backed elite Afghan unit. And this right now shows some details where they operated in Afghanistan, but also the vetting process. Supposedly they went through biometric screenings, in-person interviews, which is very interesting. And Lochinwall's connection here, he was assigned to this O3 unit, recruited and trained by the CIA to fight against the Taliban. This group, also, Rebecca, known for their brutality and called death squads. So you take that last point there that I just said, right? That they're known as these death squads, quite brutal. And that this man also went through a one-on-one interviews, so we understand. What's your takeaway there? Could something have been missed in that process?
Yeah, and that's a huge part of this. The process then must be broken. I mean, how does this happen?
Well, it's very disturbing, and this is such a tragedy. We're going to learn more, but I'm reminded that in 2011, an Afghan Air Force colonel walked into an office at North Kabul Airport and blew up 8 U.S. Air Force service members and a contractor. That was an ally. The risks here are just very, very large, and that's why I'm really glad the president is going to go and look at other cases, and we must keep an eye on this radicalization of Islam and this threat that, frankly, now is inside our borders. All
right. That was on Fox News. The guest was the national security and military analyst, Rebecca Grant, who was talking about that. We're going to get back to this issue coming up and some other things that took place today among the breaking news that happened on this Friday, Hallelujah to you, the day after Thanksgiving. Hope you had a wonderful day yesterday. The president nullifying about 92% of Biden auto pens. He's nullifying his auto pens? Well, no, that's not really the case. He's nullifying basically 95% or 92% of the auto pen documents that were signed. And we're going to get to that a little more coming up in just a little bit. All right, hit me. Anytime you want to watch NFL Voice News on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook, wanted to get to some Florida stories that I didn't get a chance to talk about. What is wrong with St. Petersburg? Nothing. It's a beautiful city. St. Petersburg is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you've been, but it is a fantastic place to be. The Tampa St. Pete area is phenomenal. Love it. But I do have a question. Are there any other politicians besides Charlie Crist that Democrats feel like they could ask to enter a race for anything? A PAC is forming to promote Charlie Crist for St. Pete mayor. Wait, what? All paperwork was filed on November 7th to create St. Pete Shines. Oh, well, it does shine. But why does Charlie Crist have to be part of it? Crist, the former Florida governor, congressman, representative of St. Petersburg, and also part of the Republican Party. No, the Democrat Party. No, the Whig Party. No, the hey, let's get together and party. I mean, I don't know anymore. Told the Tampa Bay Times in October he was considering jumping in the race. Please don't. To challenge incumbent Mayor Ken Welch. While he hasn't formally announced his candidacy, the opening of a new political committee is a sign Crist is more serious about running for mayor of his hometown. Now, the only reason why I bring this up is because it's funny. Because we keep recycling the same names over and over. I mean, if you're on the left, over and over and over and over, and I'm still going to looking at my watch over and over and over. Why do you do this? And the second part is the one that always is interesting to me. There's more in this story, and I would encourage you to read more about this story about Charlie Crist. It's in the Tampa Bay Times, and I wanted to add this part of it as well. I never understand why, with Democrats, and I have to say, in some local races too, let me be fair about this, because we're fair and honest. Tell a friend. That sometimes in local races, in state races especially, I don't understand why people always go back to the losing well. Like, why do you do that? Now, there are plenty of people who live in St. Petersburg. There's plenty of people who love St. Pete. And you should. It's a beautiful place. So you're telling me that the only person that could run for mayor or could run for mayor in the future, or pick a city in the state of Florida and think about where you live and you're like, this may apply to where I am. Why is it that the same names are always popping up? Is there anybody else? Anybody else want to get off the sidelines and in the game? And maybe sometimes they do. But for some reason, there's always this well of support or this money that's going to be raised for a potential run for a person who, by the way, Charlie Crist is, he's lost a bunch of times. And, he'll tell you whatever it is you want to hear in order to get elected. And clearly that works for Democrats because, they keep going back to that well. But I never understand why people do that. And maybe it is because there are not enough good people to get off the sidelines and into the game. But I don't know if that's true. It's a weird thing sometimes in politics. So Charlie Crist might be running once again for political office. And this time it's going to be in St. Pete and possibly a run for mayor. And, I would say no thanks, but I don't live in St. Pete, so I don't really know what the people of St. Pete or in St. Pete think about that. But I would hope that no are the two letters that pop up. All right. Do we have any other Florida stories? Yeah, we've got more coming up in just a little bit. We'll get to here at Florida's Voice. Hit me. All right, let's see. Some other stories. Ooh, yeah, I'm going to wait for that one. There's one that I've kind of been sitting on that I haven't shown yet, and I was just waiting a little while for this one. But you know what? Maybe I won't. This is a visual, and it's going to be hard to explain to people, but I'm believing that between the two of us, for people that are driving and can't watch at FL Voice News on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook, they're only listening. I think that we can give them the visual easy enough so it'll explain what I'm doing here. You ready to help me out?
Let's take a look.
All right, let's take a look. It's not that hard. It really isn't. So James Comey was fortunate enough, along with Letitia James, to have a lefty judge that was presiding over his case. The one lying to Congress, you got Letitia James and the mortgage fraud thing, allegedly. And they threw out the case, the indictments over illegal prosecutors' pick. Right now, it's not over yet, necessarily because it's without prejudice that the judge did this, meaning that we think that the prosecutor that was prosecuting this case was an illegal choice, but because the president has not been able to get across the finish line his attorney general picks in certain areas, he's not across the country, like the eastern part of Virginia where this was taking place. He wasn't able to get someone who Congress was going to agree with and pass to be able to become the next attorney general. So he put a pick in place, and they're claiming it was illegal, but the case could come back. But this is the interesting part. So James Comey decided to put out a video about said case and the dismissal. And I don't want you necessarily to listen to the whole explanation. I just wanted you to see something because there is an account that someone sent me and said, check this out about James Comey. Something's weird about this. So let me start with this. In August, and here's what we'll start with, D. In August, James Comey was talking about, I think it had to do with something, maybe it was about the shells and the seashells that were on the beach there, and he was like, "Oh, look at these."
8647.
8647, right? And I think it became something with Taylor Swift or something now.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to my Substack. Last week's cold turns out to have been COVID. Quite a flashback.
Doesn't matter. Okay, so he goes on to talk about this. Okay. Now, you see what he's wearing, D? So he's wearing black suit jacket, looks like a light blue shirt, possibly maybe white with a red dotted tie. the tie knot kind of angled to the right a little bit, right? You following me?
Sure.
Okay, good. So he puts that out. Then in September...
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump. But we couldn't imagine ourselves living any other way. We will not live on our knees.
Notice anything about this next one? He's wearing, like, and that was in September, and I think it was another issue that had to do with Trump on his Substack. Do you notice anything about this, D?
That's his go-to outfit for videos.
But not only is it his go-to outfit, but everything is exactly the same. The angle of the knot in his tie and the way the light hits him in the background. It's okay. So we've got that. So there's 2 videos. Now we get to the video of the case that just took place last week and the results of which I explained and the judge throwing this out. Here we go, D. Look.
I'm grateful that the court ended a case against me, which was a prosecution based on malevolence and incompetence.
D. It's the same everything.
He puts on the same outfit and puts the phone on the tripod in the same spot.
You really think? But does it? I mean,
What, do you think he recorded it all together knowing what was going to happen? No shot.
D.
No shot.
D. Now, look, there are some conspiracy theorists who say they all look identical. The lights, the shirt, the angle of the tie knot. 3 separate videos. They almost look identical. Like he shot them in advance, knowing what might transpire. Why wouldn't he maybe know that the judge was going to throw out the case? Maybe why wouldn't he want to comment about the seashells on the shore? Why maybe wouldn't he want to comment on something that Trump did on a specific date that was going to have to do with, I don't know, something in general? I just think that it's just weird. None of that strikes you as odd. It just seems like he's a perfection. Like
there's a chance, sure, but it's very far out there.
I know. I'm going far out today. It's just it's a Friday-lujah. I'm just trying to have a Friday-lujah day, and we're just going to the yeah. I don't know, maybe a little dramatic too. All right, Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. Talk about dramatic. Show up fast, get the job done right, because if your air conditioning is down, everything, the drama hits hard. So make sure you reach out to StrataAC.com. That's STRADAAC.com. You ought to call Strata if you've got any issues with your air conditioner. Maybe you need a new one or just a tune-up. You ought to call Strata, license number CACO 43953. They are the best. All right, top of the news from the Florida's Voice newsroom next.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA, is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families, and one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and I have to tell you, when my wife and I talked about getting new kitchen countertops for our house, we know who to call. Rock Solid Countertops and More, 2240 J&C Boulevard in Naples. And they have been absolutely amazing. Hugo and the team are the best. The workmanship has been absolutely incredible. The install was so easy. The process was perfect. Taking everything out, bringing the new stuff in. The quartz countertop is unbelievably beautiful, and my wife is super happy, I'll tell you. You know they have the best quality and selection of marble, quartz, granite, and a one-stop shop for all of your kitchen, outdoor, and bathroom needs. I've known it for years. I've lived in Southwest Florida 40 years. There was really only one place I was going to go. It's Rock Solid Countertops and More. I would suggest you give them a call, 596-7676. They're at 2240 J&C Boulevard in Naples. Find out what they can do for you. Countertops, cabinets, plantation shutters, they do it all. Rock Solid Countertops and More.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE 40. 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
Since the dawn of time, man and wildlife have shared a connection, and hunting traditions passed down from generation to generation have connected man to the natural world, from bow and arrow to hook and bullet. As man evolved, our link to those traditions remain with them forever. Yet today, our basic instinct to provide and as part of the hunt to conserve and appreciate the natural world has fallen under attack for the first time in human history. The misguided politicians and radical activists pushing an agenda to end hunting as we know it, or leading a war against our heritage and their misguided policies and protests. They demonize hunters and belittle our way of life, the results of hunters leaving the sport in droves, while our wildlife and ecosystems suffer the consequences as conservation funding dries up. Named after the father of the North American model for wildlife conservation, the International Order of T. Roosevelt is fighting in the arena to protect and expand the rights of hunters everywhere. We will fight back against these forces to make sure that every American has a right to hunt, enshrined in their state constitutions. We will educate the next generation in our traditions and seek to expand accessibility so that everyone can enjoy our pastimes. And we will continue to hold true to our namesake's efforts to protect, preserve, and ensure open access to our nation's wild lands. Teddy Roosevelt's vision for American conservation defines our modern hunting and conservation system, a system upheld by the idea that conservation efforts are crucial to our hunting way of life, and that hunters are crucial to successful conservation.
To some, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much, but that's not true. They're testing out vowels and consonants and trying different sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on meaning, especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Learn more at autismspeaks.org.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, are you still playing defense with your money? It's time to shift gears and seize the fresh opportunities this new pro-business environment has to offer. That's exactly what certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and the team at Advantage Retirement Group do for high net worth investors like you, helping you go on the offense with advanced tax strategies, thoughtful risk management, and forward-thinking financial planning. Imagine enjoying the retirement lifestyle you've worked so hard to achieve, all while staying one step ahead, and in a changing world, you've got to do it. Alfie and his team design personalized strategies to strengthen your financial foundation so you can focus on living life on your terms. Ready to find out more? Text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Again, you can call or text 239-747-7470. Schedule your one-on-one consultation today and see how a proactive approach can help you thrive no matter what the market does next. Don't wait. Call or text VISIT to 239-747-7470 right now.
Now, back to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
All right, anytime you want to watch it, FL Voice News on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook, and anytime you want to call, 866-588-8303. All right, let's find out what's going on in the Florida's Voice newsroom. It's top of the news.
Top of the news, Florida's headlines. Now.
And I believe Michelle Vesarina for the last time today, this week, on this Friday, Hallelujah to you live. We got the latest from the Florida's Voice newsroom. What's up?
Hey, Drew.
Hey.
Happy Black Friday.
Thank you.
Here's what we're following for you in the Florida's Voice newsroom. We begin with the political fallout from the deadly attack near the White House. Florida Democrat Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz is blaming President Donald Trump for the fatal shooting of 2 National Guard troops by an Afghan asylum seeker. The Congresswoman went on CNN Friday morning suggesting the president should have reconsidered deploying troops instead of pointing to previous open border policies. Wasserman Schultz said, quote, "The president looks everywhere except inward to blame his own policies, and it's pretty disgusting." The comments drew immediate criticism from conservatives online. The suspect, a 29-year-old Afghan national, entered the U.S. under a 2022 asylum program. 1 guardsman was killed and another wounded in the attack. President Trump posted a forceful Thanksgiving message yesterday to Americans blasting U.S. immigration policy. He claimed the country was being divided, disrupted, carved up, murdered, and mugged by unchecked immigration. Trump singled out Minnesota's Somali refugee community and personally attacked both Governor Tim Walz and Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, blaming them for fueling social dysfunction. Trump promised a permanent pause on migration from third-world countries and mass deportations. Governor Ron DeSantis echoed the sentiment, posting that the U.S. should never import anyone who hates our country or is not culturally or politically compatible with America.
Yeah.
In state news, Governor Ron DeSantis has firmly rejected the idea of issuing digital driver's licenses in Florida. Responding to a question on social media, DeSantis gave a definitive denial, stating the convenience of a digital driver's license is outweighed by the potential for government to abuse it. Not going to happen in Florida. No digital ID.
Good.
The governor's position contrasts with the growing trend of over 24 states piloting mobile ID apps, but also aligns with his push for greater data privacy and his signing of the Digital Bill of Rights legislation. Florida will continue to mandate the physical plastic version of the driver's license. And that's all for now. Be sure to follow us on X, Instagram, and Facebook. It's where conservatives get their politics all day, every day. I'm senior reporter Michelle Vesserina for Florida's Voice. Drew, back over to you.
All right. Have a fantastic weekend. Michelle Vesserina in the Florida's Voice newsroom, and we appreciate her there and everybody working hard today. And if you want to check out the stories we're working on right now on this Friday, hallelujah to you, Black Friday after Thanksgiving, FLVoiceNews.com. It is Florida's Voice. All right, what else we have going on right now? I need a cleansing of the palate. It's been that kind of day. It's been that kind of week with everything that's going on right now, and you're just like, I just got to shake it out. Yesterday, I hope, was a beautiful day for you and your Thanksgiving, but at the same time, sometimes you just need to... you got to shake it out, and you got to talk about something else. And that's what I want to do today. See what I did, D? I said cleanse the palate. Get it? Cleanse the palate.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, you see where we're
the
going?
The audience does not yet.
Not yet, but you get a little... Okay, well, maybe it's a premature for the drum roll. Cleansing the palate with some good whiskey. That's what I'm talking about. On this Black Friday, we got some... There's something special to tell you about. Dean Burden actually has something to tell you about. Our good friend, Chief Marketing Officer, 4547 Whiskey. And he's joining us right now on Florida's Voice. First things first, I hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving, my friend.
Hi, Drew. How you doing? I hope you had a good Thanksgiving as well. Yep. We had a little 4547 and a smoked turkey, so it was pretty good.
Ooh, all right. So... the question is, who smokes the turkey? Did you do that? Do you smoke the turkey, or you buy it smoked?
Yeah, the family appreciated the efforts. Did a little smoked turkey on the grill. The smoker yesterday did it perfectly. Everybody said it was fantastic. I put actually a new rub on there. I'm not trying to advertise for somebody else, but I put a nice little cowboy mud rub on there from my good friend Justin Andrews. Sent it to me from Nashville. So we had a nice little rub on there, it's a little coffee rub, and boy, it turned out fantastic. Ooh. With the 4547 paired nicely.
Yeah,
so.
I'll bet. All right, for those that are like the 4547, I have no idea what this kind gentleman is talking about. Well, why don't we talk a little bit about 4547 whiskey?
Sounds good. So 4547 obviously came out earlier this year in honor of our President Donald J. Trump, 45th and 47th president. And we want to do something special, so we made a patriotic edition. So we have the 4547 premium whiskey. It's just the Patriot edition because we wanted to honor those patriots. So if you love your country, drink this fine whiskey. We started adding the numbers together, 45 and 47, and it came up to 92. We have this amazing 92 proof American whiskey, and people are really loving it. In fact, we kicked it off January 17th, and within 2 weeks, we had sold over 12,000 bottles, and lots of reorders, and we're having a fantastic year. And we're just really excited to be able to support a lot of different charities along the way. So we wanted to give back. So we'll tell you more about that as time goes on.
Yeah. By the way, may I suggest to everybody that the reorders are important because it's good. See, that's the thing. People get excited when they hear 4547 and they understand the tribute to Donald J. Trump, 45th, 47th president of the United States. Then they get it and they're like, ooh, and then the reorders come in, which is a beautiful thing. 92 proof American whiskeys and whiskey. And you know, I guess maybe we should talk a little bit about the giving back portion, because this is important, Dean, what you are able to do here with 4547 whiskey.
Yeah, Drew, we all along, we said, whatever we do, we want to give back to America, especially veterans, first responders. That's what 4547 was all about, is giving back to those in need. And we really started thinking about Tunnel to Towers. We just did an event up at Mar-a-Lago Club on November 7th. We did a Helping a Hero gala, and our table alone raised over $138,000 for Helping a Hero, which is those heroes that were severely injured in the war on terror. And they helped them with adapt their homes and community resources to help those folks. We also did an event with Uncle Don's Light Beer on a couple days later over in the Fort Myers area, Charlotte County Fairgrounds. We did a lot to raise money for Tunnel to Towers at another event in Fort Myers. And so, you know, we're trying to give back to different organizations all across the country, not one specific area, but each state we go into, we try to find a local community where we can help out just from the sales of 4547. So we try to give back. And, you know, I'm fortunate enough to have, for instance, at our table at the gala, the Mark and Tanya Lawrence Family Foundation gave back in a huge way, along with our friend Matt Bruckle joined us that day. These folks are true patriots and give back to our communities.
That's beautiful. You know, I guess for people, before we finish up here, a couple of things, you know, for people who are whiskey connoisseurs, you know, that's a thing, right, Dean? People who know whiskey. So if you're a connoisseur of whiskey, how do you explain the palate, the flavor, the taste? Can you do that? How would you do that?
Yeah, so typically people ask, what's the mash bill? Mash bill. So this is a 4547 is a 4.5 year technically bourbons blended together, and along with a 7-year light rye whiskey. So it's a blend, and that's what makes it this really nice, smooth finish. You get a little bit of toasted coconut or toasted almond in there. I say coconut, toasted almond in there. Mm-hmm. You know, get a little bit of a butterscotch finish to it. People tend to really say, wow, I'm surprised how smooth this is. And some people think, oh, it's just a gimmick. It's some, you know, deal. Then they taste it and they go, oh my gosh, this is really good. And we start getting the reorders. In fact, we were just in at Seed the Table over in Naples, and people were just ordering left and right, and they've run out of alcohol over there, or the spirits over there. So they said, let's order some more. And people are getting orders. They've emailed us all across the country asking for additional orders. Once they kind of taste it, and like you said, on the palate, it's a great clean finish.
Nice. Now, there are people who are listening across the state of Florida and across the globe, Dean, who are like, okay, you got to have something for Black Friday. There's got to be some kind of special going on, right? Something exciting. And where am I going to get it? So give me a little bit of both.
Sounds good. Of course, we're going to do something, Drew. We wouldn't be on here if we didn't, right? So we're going to roll out a Black Friday special for everyone. If you go to thenashvilledistillery.com or 4547whiskey.com, but if you go on there, it'll say Black Friday bundle special, and we are going to provide a bottle of 4547 with 2 cocktail glasses with 4547 emblem on there, and you'll be able to pick those up online, delivered right to your house, and you can get them. Just go right online. Again, thenashvilledistillery.com, and look for the Black Friday special bundle there.
And if people want to, once again, I guess near them, though, it's one of those things where you live in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll order this special package, or maybe you'll just order a bottle at the website, whatever the case may be. But ultimately, you're going to taste it, you're going to love it, and then you're going to say, hey, I would love to have it near me, like to have
Absolutely.
people, right?
Yeah, you can actually go into your local liquor store, independent liquor store, and ask them to bring it in if they don't already have it. We have a distributor right there in Florida. JB Maverick is our distributor, and they can distribute all throughout the state of Florida. So go in and ask your favorite liquor store owner to bring it in, and they can bring it in right to your local store. And if for some reason they can't do it or they won't bring it in, you can always order off the website.
There we go. Perfect. All right. And once again, tell everybody the website.
It is thenashvilledistillery.com.
Excellent. And the glasses are really nice. The design is fantastic. I'm looking at it right now. It's just so nice. So, yeah, that Black Friday special 2 4547 Patriot Edition glasses, and then the 4547 Patriot Edition American Whiskey, the holiday gift pack. It's beautiful. All right, Dean, fantastic to see you once again. All the best. God bless. We'll look forward to the next time we're together in person.
Sounds good. Thanks, Drew. Appreciate you.
We'll see you. That is Dean Burden joining us on Florida's Voice. He is the Chief Marketing Officer, 4547 Whiskey. See now, cleaning the palate. Now do you get it? Now you can. Yes, go ahead. There. See now, that's what I was trying to get at before. People are like, I don't get it. Well, now they get it, and so go get it. All right. What else we have going on? Looking at some other stories. Yeah, in just a little while, we do have to play some of the audio of the President of the United States, who, unfortunately, on a daily basis, has to deal with, let's just say, the knuckleheads that are part of the press, who ask him some of the most ridiculous questions. And, of course, they lean into the, you're the Istanobia kind of thing. It's not asking the questions about or finding out more from the president, his thoughts about, for example, immigration, illegal immigration, the pausing of the reverse migration that he is talking about, because he's concerned about the vetting process into this country and how it has failed spectacularly. And for some reason, you have people that don't get it. I guess I'll just, for the moment, just play this clip of the president who is being asked by a reporter and talking about the vetting process after you had 2 National Guardsmen shot just a few days ago in Washington, D.C., and the questions start to come up.
Why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because they let him in. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person.
You're asking questions because why are you blaming, why you keep bringing up the Biden administration? Because they brought him in. Because they let them in here. They did not vet them. Sorry. I mean, again, kids, the stupid part of only call stupid people stupid. That's the whole thing, right, D? It's just if the people are stupid, you call no, that's not good for the kids. All right, I'm sorry. Let's try that again. Kids, don't call people stupid. Just don't, I guess. Don't. The things they say are stupid. You can say what you're saying is stupid. And your political ideology is stupid. How's that, D? Did I cover it well? That's probably a good way to do it.
That'll be all right.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Anyway, there's more where that came from the president. And we'll play some of that audio coming up in just a little bit. Once again, if you want to watch it, FL Voice News on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook. On this Friday, hallelujah to you, we are live.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because MediShare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 855-SHARE-40. That's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, if you're looking to take advantage of today's pro-business environment and strengthen your financial future, certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and his team at Advantage Retirement Group have got you covered. They specialize in advanced tax strategies, risk management, and retirement planning, all aimed at helping high net worth investors like you thrive. Now, Alfie wants to share those insights with you with his book, Keeping You on the Retirement Fairway. It's packed with practical tips and forward-thinking strategies to help you make the most out of your hard-earned wealth. Ready to get your free copy? Text BOOK to 239-747-7470. That's 239-747-7470. Don't wait. Learn how to capitalize on that pro-business opportunities that are out there right now and secure the confident retirement you deserve. Once again, text BOOK to 239-747-7470 right now, and let Alfie Townsend and Advantage Retirement Group help guide you toward a stronger, more confident financial future.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Now, back to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
The NFL has announced they will have a Black Friday game. It's the only Black Friday event that causes more concussions than Walmart.
All right, whatever. Okay, there's a Black Friday joke for you. I guess they don't have a. Does the NFL have a game? They don't have a game tonight. That must be an old.
No, I think there is a special Black Friday game.
Oh, there is. Okay, all right. Have you seen any crazy well, I guess they wouldn't be out yet, but I have yet to see any crazy Black Friday people swinging at each other videos on social media yet. Like there hasn't.
Breaking news. The game's on right now.
Oh, it is? Oh,
yeah.
All right.
It's in the third already.
All right. Well, stay here. Stay with us. We didn't say that. Nothing's on.
The game's not on.
No, nothing's on right now. It's just us. Oh, look at this. We're working hard for you here on this Friday. Hallelujah to you, Black Friday after Thanksgiving. Hang out with us. Okay. Moving on. Quick, get into something else. Okay, let's get back to the news. Let's see. Senator Markwayne Mullin was on just a little while ago on Fox, and I guess he was talking about the Biden-era program that let in 97,000 plus Afghan refugees and the concerns about the vetting process. Can we just get to this? Let's listen to what he had to say here.
What their leverage points are, is Afghanistan using them? We have, I say Afghan, we have a Taliban is using them. Have they traveled back? We even have reports where people are traveling back to Afghanistan and coming back to the United States. If they leave and they're able to enter into Afghanistan, which is a Taliban-held country at this point, and able to get back out on their own, they're probably compromised. Joe, you know that as well as I do. That's not a free country to move around, especially underneath their rule. And we need to take a hard look. And the CIA is part of the people that need to do that, because the CIA was responsible for bringing some of these individuals in because they helped train them. And that was part of, I was told, part of their guarantee that if they were able to work with us and we were to withdraw, that they would have access to be able to come into the United States and rebuild their lives. I wasn't part of that program. This is what I was told, but I believe it comes from very accurate sources, because if you're talking to an individual that you can't name, I imagine they have, the people I'm talking to have crossed paths.
Huh. All right. So that's Senator Markwayne Mullin, who was on Fox a little while ago. The announcement came about the president pausing all Afghan immigration applications and reverse migration discussions that have been going on. We'll get to that coming up next hour. But he's talking about how people have been able to travel from the United States, Afghans, and be able to go back to Afghanistan, led into a country that is being run by the Taliban, and then being allowed to come back into the United States without any kind of vetting at all. So how does that work? Yeah, and he was saying that the CIA is responsible for bringing some of them in. So back and forth to countries that despise us, and especially after what took place in Washington, D.C., and some of the information that we've been able to find out about. And who was it? It was Jeanine Pirro, who this morning was even talking about this. Let me see if I can play a little bit of this audio from what she was describing today.
So let's stop namby-pambing around with this, oh, he was vetted. There was no vetted. The welcome mat was thrown down. They even admitted that they short-circuited the vetting. What they did was they brought in 90,000 people into this country that were not vetted. They told us all the other immigrants were vetted. What do? Call the FBI in Afghanistan and say, gee, do you have anything on this guy? Did we call Venezuela and say, gee, how about your criminal justice system? What can you tell me about this guy? It's like the 10, 20 million illegals who've been let into this country. We don't know who they are.
Jeanine Pirro this morning on Fox News. We'll have more on this coming up on this Friday, Hallelujah, after it's Black Friday, after Thanksgiving Day. Florida's Voice.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
It's 4 a.m., Monday, and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
No way.
No way. No way. No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele. Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Congratulations on your show.
Congratulations on your new show. Big deal, huh?
That's why shows like yours are so important. We have an independent county elected sheriff that's the head of law enforcement in Jacksonville/Duval County. And I know how to work toward making this city safe.
We can't be shy about speaking on things such as faith and politics. We have to remember, in a free society, the public square belongs to all of us.
I'm not interested in North Florida looking like Orlando or Miami. I love where we live, but I think that good jobs means that people that live in this district can stay in this district.
Fishing and hunting is funding a large part of your conservation projects in Florida, and we want to make sure that those are forever preserved.
And the problem with this industry at this point is that they actually target our youth. You can see it in their marketing strategies, where it's bright colors, fun names.
And that's going to be endlessly litigated.
Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, are you still playing defense with your money? Now might be the perfect time to go on offense and seize the opportunities presented by the new pro-business environment ushered in by President Trump and his administration. That's exactly what certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and his team at Advantage Retirement Group do for high net worth investors like you. They create strategies designed to help manage taxes, control risks, and boost your financial confidence. It's a forward-thinking approach that can strengthen your foundation so you can enjoy the lifestyle you've worked so hard to achieve. If you're ready to see how Alfie's team can help elevate your plan, call or text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Again, text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Schedule your one-on-one consultation today and discover proactive strategies to help you thrive in an ever-changing world. Again, text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Don't wait. Let Alfie Townsend and the Advantage Retirement Group team guide you toward a stronger, more confident financial future.
I've been dipping snuff for well over 30 years. You know, I could wake up in the morning and have a weird lump in my gums. Guess it's like playing Russian roulette, really. I would love grandchildren. And if by quitting it extends my life some, I would gladly lay it down.
Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com to find free resources to help you quit your way.
Today, push harder, push forward, push vigorously.
There are things that I am hiding from people that I'm trying to inspire.
You can do whatever you set your mind to.
I feel like a hypocrite a lot of the times.
Don't give up on yourself ever.
Smoking, I hide it because I'm ashamed of it. I want to get out of the shadow. I want to show people there is light away from the darkness. I am going to quit.
Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com to find free resources to help you quit your way.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and you know I love the Floor Meisters in Naples. Locally family-owned business, 3 generations of Meisters. Listen, what are you looking for? Carpet, tile, hardwood, a Core-Tech? Maybe that's what you're looking for. And why don't we talk to TJ Meister right now of the Floor Meisters and find out what's going on with Core-Tech. What's up, TJ?
Well, we're just keeping up with the demand for Core-Tech. Just had to order a truck and bring it in from the west coast of the United States to keep up with all the needs and wants of the people of Southwest Florida. Somebody doesn't have it, give me a call. I probably do.
I tell you, I love my Core-Tech floor. People love it. What is it about it that makes it so awesome?
Well, it's waterproof, kid-proof, pet-proof. So if you got a pool, no problem. If you got a Dog, no problem. If you got a husband that spills, no problem.
Floormeisters, that's who I trust, and you should as well. 6281 Naples Boulevard in Naples. 239-596-4964 for the Floormeisters.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for your support for veterans in the military. Educating us. Standing up for conservatism. Giving us the truth.
Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Well, a Friday-lujah to you. It is a Friday. Black Friday, that is. And hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving. My name is Drew Steele. Big D with us on the other side of the glass. Nina's with us in the breaking newsroom. The whole newsroom with us. Right here in the building with you. And if you want to watch it, FL Voice News on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook. All right, D, the best part of Thanksgiving for you yesterday. Something that happened, something that was brought up, something that you did, something that you ate. Just one single thing that you were like, wow, this was fun. Can't wait to tell Drew. Anything at all?
The puppy behaved.
Ooh, okay. By the way, just in case you're wondering, the dog rings the bell when it needs to go to the bathroom. That is a great dog. That is incredible. And I've witnessed it off the air when I've had conversations with D, and all of a sudden I hear, is it like a electronic?
Oh, someone's at your door.
Is it?
No, that's him.
But but the ding is not like a bing bing. It's not like one of those bells with the thing that you if you're at a front desk someplace at a hotel, it's like ding 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 ding, like that kind of thing. It's like a button.
It's a Bluetooth pushable button that's on the where the molding meets the floor, and he just smacks it, and it sends a Bluetooth ding to anywhere in the house, and we can hear it.
It's awesome.
He wants to get out.
It's awesome. I love it. So that is good. And for me, I don't know if I should say this on the air. Okay. I guess I'll say it. So my dad always says the prayer before we eat. And he started off with, oh gosh, I know he's listening, and this is out of love, okay? So my dad, who's 80 years old, let's just put it this way, he's on the other side of 85, and he's brilliant, awesome, love him, he's fantastic. And he started off the prayer, and he said, Lord, in 1620 as the Pilgrims landed, I was like, oh no, we're really going here? Yes, he went there. And he basically told the tale of Thanksgiving from the beginning when the Pilgrims landed all the way until the meal, and went through all the different things that they ate. And I was
That's impressive.
I was like, wow, are we really going there? And it was longer than I expected, but it was not just a prayer of thanks, but it was a prayer. It was a history lesson. And it was very, very impressive. And so, and there might have been a little bit of, wow, I'm really hungry now. Like when sometimes people do prayers and it gets long and longer and just keeps going, and
you get hungrier and hungrier.
But he had places to go. Like, no, we're not finishing this until you understand the type of maize that was put there on the table and why it grew specifically in that region of the country. It was like, wow, okay, true story. So that was very cool. All right, some other things that are going on that are very cool. President of the United States is like, yeah, when it comes to the autopen stuff, we're not doing this. So he fully nullified all autopen documents signed by Joe Biden, 92% of them. And that is a huge deal. Some are saying, well, the legal ramifications, how can he do that? Can he do it? Well, I don't know. Thinking that we were going to find out soon enough, canceling all executive orders and anything else that was not directly signed by crooked Joe Biden, because the people who operated the autopen did so illegally. And many people, including Representative James Comer, who just put this out a little while ago, I applaud President Trump for deeming President Biden's autopen actions null and void. The House Oversight Committee recently exposed, check this out, just in case you're wondering, how the Biden autopen presidency is one of the biggest political scandals in U.S. history. And it seems like isn't it funny or weird or strange how every time we talk about the biggest conspiracies, political scandals in U.S. history, they all seem to revolve around the big guy.
I got hairy legs.
That guy. Isn't it weird how that... it's like, wow. It's like a really bad football team, and you're like, I don't know how bad they are. And then it's like, they've got the record for the worst this, and they got the record for the worst that. It's like, oh yeah, that's a really bad team. The House Oversight Committee, this is what he wrote, recently exposed how the Biden autopen presidency is one of the biggest political scandals in U.S. history. As Americans witnessed President Biden's decline with their own eyes, Biden's inner circle sought to deceive the public, conceal his condition, and take unauthorized executive actions using the autopen, actions that are now invalid. The House Oversight Committee delivered crucial transparency, and now the president and his administration are delivering accountability. And just in case you're wondering, here's a little video going back in time. December of 2020, the great Maze Moore on X does an amazing job. December 2020, before he took office, Biden said that when he's president, when it comes to pardons, because remember, the autopen also means that those pardons, yeah, null and void, my friend.
President Trump is reportedly considering a wave of preemptive pardons. Does this concern you?
Let me just stop for a second. Isn't it amazing in 2020 when the conversation came up about blanket pardons and people were talking about how, Donald Trump might do this. And I remember at the time, the president was like, I don't know. I'm not even thinking about that right now. I got other things that I'm thinking about. But the press brought it up almost as if it's like, we know Joe Biden's going to do this. He would need to do it. Let's see.
President Trump is reportedly considering a wave of preemptive pardons. Does this concern you? All these preemptive pardons?
It's almost as if like they could see into the future. No, that's going back in time. Anyway, so we could see into the future. It's like, no, you're the guy that would do it, right?
Well, it concerns me in terms of it, what kind of precedent it sets and how the rest of the world looks at us as a nation of.
I would hate to see how everybody looks at us. Looks at us? Anyway, so there's Joe Biden who's like, it set an awful precedent if we did this. Oh, I'm going to do it. And, technically, though, he can get away with saying he didn't do it, did he? Oh, because it concerns him that somebody would do that, these preemptive pardons, and then taking them all the way back to the 90s. What a precedent that would send. But only if he did it. Because now you're in the situation where it's like, well, I didn't do it. The autopen did it. Well, wait a minute. But you're the one that has control of the autopen, right? You know what I'm saying?
Laws and justice. You're not going to see in our administration that kind of approach to pardons. Nor are you going to see in our administration the approach to making policy by tweets.
Okay, well, let's stay away from the tweets thing for a second because nobody believes you tweet anyway. But when it comes to the pardon thing, not to. So then I guess in the overall scheme of things, the former president probably shouldn't have a problem with the current president of the United States saying no to the autopen and all the pardons and everything's null and void because he said he wasn't going to do it anyway. So if he wasn't going to do it, then...
That's one way of looking at it.
I guess it is a good way of looking. I'm just trying to figure out the angle. So anyway, good stuff from the president. Oh, by the way, Jack Posobiec on his X account, the great Jack Posobiec brought up the appointment of Ketanji Brown Jackson was signed by Autopen. What about that? We got it. Yeah. Anyway, so wow, what a world we are living in right now, everybody. All right, I'm going to get back to the president and some of what he said to reporters over Afghans in America, what took place in Washington, D.C., the horrific shooting of 2 National Guardsmen. We're going to get to that in just a second, but I did want to touch on a couple of Florida's stories that I didn't get a chance to right now. Yeah, because there's a bunch. First of all, I saw this the other day. Tampa photojournalist arrested while covering ICE protest. Tampa Bay Times had the story. David Decker was detained alongside 30 activists outside of a Miami detention facility. I see where they're going. A Tampa photojournalist who was just minding his own business, taking pictures, and then all of a sudden got swept up in the raid. Well, hold on. Was arrested Saturday while covering a protest outside an ICE facility in Miami. He got arrested along with 30 activists from the Sunrise Movement after the protesters blocked the entrance to the Chrome North Service Processing Center. The group said it was protesting to, quote, demand the federal government shut down the facility and release unlawfully detained community members. Okay, we'll get right on that. David Decker was taking photos and video of the demonstration for, a bunch of different places. He told the Tampa Bay Times he was arrested despite wearing visible press credentials. It said right here, I'm with the press. And informing law enforcement officers he was not part of the protest. So why would they arrest him? Let's see if we can find the rest of the story. He was arrested on charges of trespassing after warning and resisting an officer without violence. Hey, D, if an officer comes up to you and you're part of the press and he says, hey, you got to move. And you're like, nah, I'm not moving. And he asks you a bunch of times and you keep resisting the officer without violence. You think there's a little more to the story? Like maybe you might get in some trouble? Yeah.
Was he where he wasn't supposed to be?
Well, it seems like it. I mean, at the same time, he's mingling and taking pictures with the protesters. And if an officer says, I need you out of here, and I'm going to give you a warning, and this is trespassing. You're trespassing here. Well, I'm part of the press. Oh, that's okay. All right, never mind. Then you get the trespass, and you get the resist me. And is that how that works? No, it's not. So I always like when there's a little more to the story, to the stories that we need a little more to. And that was a little more to that story. Here's another one from the state of Florida we haven't had a chance to talk about here at Florida's Voice. The marijuana lobby will not go away. Doesn't make a difference what you say, what you do. It's like that piece of gum that you throw, you think you're going to throw down on the ground cleverly, and all of a sudden it hits your shoe, and then you pick it up and it's stuck to your finger, and then you wipe it off your shirt and it's stuck to your shirt, and then you pick it up and it's stuck to your finger, and then you throw it down again, it's stuck to your pants. You see where I'm going here? They just won't go away. They're like a bad piece of gum. Florida judge's ruling on marijuana petition signatures won't be appealed. Wait a second. The political committee behind a proposed constitutional amendment that would allow recreational marijuana will not appeal a judge's decision upholding state election officials' invalidation of 200,000 petition signatures. Smart and Safe Florida was, I guess, thinking that we would get away with these 200,000 petition signatures, and in the court document filed this week, they said they were waiving the right to appeal, quote, to provide finality to the matter and certainty to the result. The certainty to what result? To the fact that you were trying to get 200,000 petitions across the finish line? The committee faces a February 1st deadline to submit 880,000 verified signatures. Not like, hey, are you feeling okay? Every once in a while I get an ache and a pain. Here, can you do me a favor? Sign this piece of paper that's all about having people feel better in the state of Florida. we want to make you feel better in the state of Florida. Oh, really? I don't really. Okay, I want to feel better. Oh, I'll just put my signature on this. I'm not saying that kind of thing happens. I'm not saying that there are people in parking lots that have a clipboard and pieces of paper that are really thick, and they want you to sign a certain section of something that has to do with something that seems really vague, but it sounds really good, and you want to be a patriot or something like that, and the next thing you know, you're putting your signature on, but the back page is actually something that you didn't want to put your signature on. I'm not saying anything like that happens, so stop it. That doesn't happen. But anyway, they got a lot of ballots that they have to sign on to. And a representative of Smart and Safe Florida said that the committee has submitted roughly 1 million signatures already, not including the 200,000 petitions that were targeted to be scrapped. Why would they scrap them? It's kind of strange. They didn't include the full text of the proposed constitutional amendment. Huh? You mean like I didn't know what I was signing on to because not everything was there for me to read about? The committee mailed the petitions to voters, and the state alleged signatures were, quote, not obtained legally. So they mailed petitions to voters and said, hey, you got to sign off on this, Smart and Safe Florida and marijuana legalization. But they never got into like some of the nitty gritty and some of the details on it. They just were kind of really vague about it. It's like, well, this is pretty sweet, right? Yeah, that's pretty sweet. All right, sign off on this. Can I find out more? Just sign on that first. Allegedly. I mean, but still. It was a judge is like, yeah, these aren't obtained illegally. So I'm sure that the rest of them are just fine. So you can move along. Everything's going to be good. The moral of the story here is that, man, they really want the legalization of recreational marijuana in this state bad. Like really, really bad. Or is it bad or badly? What is it, D? They want it really bad or really badly?
Really bad.
Yeah, they want it really bad.
Or they want it badly.
I didn't ask you. Oh, yes, I did. Never mind. So that's all. And we're going to have to do this again next year. They're probably going to get enough signatures. We got them. And we're going to have to go through this again and a constitutional amendment. And then we're going to have to battle back and forth about what's in there and what's not in there and what they put in there and what they didn't put in there. And is this the truth and is it not the truth? You know, because they just have to have it. Well, you know, there's more than half the population of Florida wants it. All right, well, it takes more than that. And do they know what they're signing off on? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, okay. So, I know, send your cards and letters to me, care of this radio station, or on social media. I get it. Every time I mention the recreational marijuana, everything gets heated because people just, they want what they want. And, okay. So we'll have that conversation at a later date. I just wanted to bring that up. All right, what else we got going on? 866-588-8303 is the phone number. All right, so here's a little bit from the President of the United States, who was obviously having a wonderful time. Festivities at Mar-a-Lago for the Trump family. Thanksgiving the festivities that were going on. You got a call that went out from the President to members of the military to express support and all the hard work and sacrifice. And then as all of this was going on, unfortunately, the president had to share the heartbreaking news that 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom, one of the two members of the National Guard who were shot in that terrorist attack in D.C. on Wednesday, tragically passed away from her injuries. And he had to mention that she's no longer with us. And during the event, he was going back and forth with reporters over the 29-year-old Afghan national, the suspect. And he was describing what was the situation that he knew of and the concerns that he had. And of course, anytime you start bringing up the facts and the truth about this situation, then the press gets very upset because that means that the president is every Istanobia in the book. And
as you may know, DHS has confirmed that the suspect is an Afghan national flown here by the previous administration, who was such a bad administration. And I have a picture of a plane. This is what it looked like when they came in. It was total bedlam. Do you remember that period of time? Total.
Yeah, the cargo plane filled with young men there making their way here to the United States.
Total bedlam. People crammed onto the plane. And the toughest, meanest, most capable physically got on the plane. Not the people that we were looking for, or that they wanted to bring in. Here's a picture for you. Just take a look at that plane.
And so he's showing the picture of the plane loaded with people from Afghanistan, and he was talking about we have no greater national security priority than ensuring that we have full control over the people that enter and remain in the country for the most part. We don't want people who do not want to be here, that we cannot vet. And so then the topic came up about about Afghans, and then here we go with not the numbers and the facts and what was happening in this situation, but the ist and the obi, and why are you mentioning Afghans? And
you've made changes for Afghanis' ability to apply for asylum. Do you blame all Afghans for this one man?
No, but we've had a lot of problems with Afghans because they had a lot of them coming in on these planes. Again, I show you this picture. We had a lot of them coming in on these planes that are. Look at them. There was no checking. They just poured into the plane. And many of these people are criminals. Many of these people are people that shouldn't be here. And many of them have been gotten out. I mean, we've gotten out a lot of the people that, we've taken a lot of them out of here. But they came in. Legally, right? Yeah, I know. The old story. Many are wonderful. Yeah, I'm sure.
I said many are here legally, though. What should they think in terms of their prospects?
Well, they can't be happy, okay? They can't be happy because what's taking place between that, if you look at Somalia, they're taking over Minnesota, and we got a lot of problems with the gangs, with all of the things taking place in Minnesota. We have an incompetent governor.
Yep, they're the governor that everybody knows.
And I'm a knucklehead at times.
Yeah, that guy, Tim Walz. And I guess the president had some mean things to say about the governor and Ilhan Omar, and and I don't know, I can't really figure out why he would say such mean things and what he's thinking about with regard to people coming into the United States and those that are here, and whether or not these individuals love the country, want to be here in the country. I mean, how do they feel? The protesters are chanting "Death to America." Jesse Waters on Fox was talking about this the other day.
Not a great look. The mayor condemned it. The White House condemned it.
That's good.
But what about Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib? She reps Dearborn. Is she okay with her constituents chanting "Death to America"?
And this, we're talking about Michigan. So now we're not talking about Minnesota. We're talking about Michigan and what's happening there in Dearborn. So Fox was confronting Rashida Tlaib there in D.C. and asking, well, there's individuals that are here in the country that we assume want to be part of the fabric of the country. They love the idea of becoming Americans, and yet there they are having these rallies and chanting "Death to America." That's probably not a good thing.
Fox Business correspondent Hillary Vaughn asked her. Watch.
Congresswoman Tlaib.
Fox News. I don't talk to Fox News.
At a rally in your district, people were chanting "Death to America." Do you condemn?
I do not talk to Fox News.
But do you condemn chants of "Death to America"?
I don't talk to people that use racist tropes.
There you go. So that's it. You're not allowed to ask the questions because why? Well, because it's Fox News. Well, just answer the question. You should be able to do that, right? Oh, boy. All right. Well, we'll talk more about that later. We got a lot of clips. We got the top 5 audio clips of the day on this Friday. Hallelujah to you. Black Friday after Thanksgiving. Coming up, my name is Drew Steele. This is Florida's Voice.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA. It is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families. And one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and I have to tell you, when my wife and I talked about getting new kitchen countertops for our house, we know who to call. Rock Solid Countertops and More, 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples. and they have been absolutely amazing. Hugo and the team are the best. The workmanship has been absolutely incredible. The install was so easy. The process was perfect. Taking everything out, bringing the new stuff in. The quartz countertop is unbelievably beautiful, and my wife is super happy, I'll tell you. You know they have the best quality and selection of marble, quartz, granite, and a one-stop shop for all of your kitchen, outdoor, and bathroom needs. I've known it for years. I've lived in Southwest Florida 40 years. There was really only one place I was going to go. It's rock-solid countertops and more. I would suggest you give them a call, 596-7676. They're at 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples. Find out what they can do for you. Countertops, cabinets, plantation shutters, they do it all. Rock solid countertops and more.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge. But it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE 40. 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
Since the dawn of time, man and wildlife have shared a connection, and hunting traditions passed down from generation to generation have connected man to the natural world, from bow and arrow to hook and bullet. As man evolved, our link to those traditions remain with them forever. Yet today, our basic instinct to provide and as part of the hunt to conserve and appreciate the natural world has fallen under attack for the first time in human history. The misguided politicians and radical activists pushing an agenda to end hunting as we know it, or leading a war against our heritage and their misguided policies and protests. They demonize hunters and belittle our way of life, the results of hunters leaving the sport in droves, while our wildlife and ecosystems suffer the consequences as conservation funding dries up. Named after the father of the North American model for wildlife conservation, the International Order of T. Roosevelt is fighting in the arena to protect and expand the rights of hunters everywhere. We will fight back against these forces to make sure that every American has a right to hunt, enshrined in their state constitutions. We will educate the next generation in our traditions and seek to expand accessibility so that everyone can enjoy our pastimes. And we will continue to hold true to our namesake's efforts to protect, preserve, and ensure open access to our nation's wild lands. Teddy Roosevelt's vision for American conservation defines our modern hunting and conservation system, a system upheld by the idea that conservation efforts are crucial to our hunting way of life, and that hunters are crucial to successful conservation.
To some, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much, but that's not true. They're testing out vowels and consonants and trying different sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on meaning, especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Learn more at autismspeaks.org.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, are you still playing defense with your money? It's time to shift gears and seize the fresh opportunities this new pro-business environment has to offer. That's exactly what certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and the team at Advantage Retirement Group do for high net worth investors like you, helping you go on the offense with advanced tax strategies, thoughtful risk management, and forward-thinking financial planning. Imagine enjoying the retirement lifestyle you've worked so hard to achieve, all while staying one step ahead, and in a changing world, you've got to do it. Alfie and his team design personalized strategies to strengthen your financial foundation so you can focus on living life on your terms. Ready to find out more? text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Again, you can call or text 239-747-7470. Schedule your one-on-one consultation today and see how a proactive approach can help you thrive no matter what the market does next. Don't wait. Call or text VISIT to 239-747-7470 right now.
Now, back to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
All right, anytime you want to watch it, FL Voice News on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook. And anytime you want to call, 866-588-8303. I know there's a lot here. Time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. It's my top 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Drew's top 5. Number 5.
What about resettlement of those refugees? Where should they go? What are the options?
Yes, I mean, we have failed in our obligation to help many of these Afghans who risked their lives and in many cases died for the cause of their own country in assistance to the United States. And we owe them to help them get into our country with these visas and the P1 and P2 visas as well. And I voted for these special immigrant visas because it would send a terrible message to our allies around the world that we're going to abandon you if you help us in your time of need.
That's U.S. Representative Andy Barr, and he being on I guess a local TV station. So that is Kentucky Senate candidate, by the way, Representative Barr, demanding that, I guess that we allow thousands of Afghan migrants to flood into the U.S. and failing in the obligation we owe it to help them get into the country. He voted for special immigrant visas. And there are a lot of people, including Donald Trump Jr., who on his X account was like, WTF is what he was saying. Like, what about this? And the question about why Andy Barr would do that in a Kentucky debate. And yeah, people now who, again, I think oftentimes what politicians do when you hear things like this, you start to say to yourself, well, is this all about really what someone feels even now, even with all the evidence about what has been happening with the vetting process and the lack of it in this country, and especially from some people in former administrations who pretty much can't...
A 3-letter word, jobs, J-O-B-S.
A spell. And like why you're still going with this, except if you don't, then you're going to get labeled as every Istanobia in the book. And that's how, that's not how we can run a country, you know?
Number 4.
An anti-corruption scandal has broken wide open involving a close aide to Ukraine's President Zelensky. Our chief foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell, has the latest from eastern Ukraine. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, Rebecca. That's right. Anti-corruption investigators raiding the home and offices of Andriy Yermak. He's the head of President Zelensky's office. He's also a hugely powerful, influential and divisive figure in Ukraine. He is, in effect, Zelensky's right-hand man, and he's leading negotiations with the U.S. in these peace talks. Ukraine has been consumed, as you say, by this massive corruption scandal.
Ukraine has a massive corrupt... Wait a second. They do? Yeah, so in case you were doing other things like enjoying Thanksgiving with your family or watching football, or maybe you were talking to friends about other things, dealing with crazy leftists that happen to be in your family, and it's like, I didn't know you were a crazy leftist. I don't know how I'm going to be able to talk to you the same way ever again because you're screaming at me and I'm sitting right in front of you. That kind of thing. I'm not saying that happened to me, but I'm just saying, while all of that was going on in your life, we found out that Zelensky's chief of staff, I'd say the chief of staff to Zelensky is pretty close to Zelensky, announced his resignation because there was a corruption investigation intensifying. Authorities raided his house as part of a probe into a $100 million U.S. tax dollars into his pocket. I'm sorry, I added that part. Corruption scandal involving top Ukrainian officials. He was one of the most powerful figures in Ukraine, a key player in ongoing negotiations with the Trump administration over peace talks with Russia. And corruption in Ukraine No. Everything is fantastic. I mean, all the money that we send over there and all the money that they receive, and they're fighting a war. I mean, all of that's going to the war and that process. And no, it can't be Ukraine. Oh boy.
Number 3. We need to make sure that we have tight and appropriate and proper vetting. If there were gaps that admitted this person, they would have failed over multiple levels of gaps, and this individual was trusted enough to participate in assisting our military during the war in Afghanistan. So I just think, the president looks everywhere except inward to blame his own policies. We need to make sure that we don't have our military deployed in our cities where handling law enforcement responsibilities, and we need to make sure that we address gun violence. We certainly need to make sure we always have the proper and appropriate and tight vetting processes, and those should be reviewed.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. You thought that Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz, DWS, going on to CNN.
I have the skin of an alligator.
You bet. Going on to CNN and talking about the President of the United States and talking about the 2 National Guardsmen shot, one unfortunately passing away, and the terrorist attack and what took place there in D.C. You thought that Debbie Wasserman Schultz was going to go on to CNN and talk about the vetting process, and we have to get better at this, and some of the things that are happening with immigration in this country, illegal immigration, and all of these different issues. You thought that's what it was going to be? No, of course it's not. It's all about Trump. Trump looks everywhere except inward to blame his own policies. Wow. It's a good thing somebody's running against Debbie Wasserman Schultz there in the district, because really, is that really what everybody is voting? Is that really where you want to be when it comes to voting in the district there in the Weston area, and obviously Lauderdale and across the alley in Southeast Florida? I don't think so.
Number 2.
The next couple of years, I think we'll substantially be cutting, and maybe cutting out completely, but we'll be cutting income tax. Could be almost completely cutting it, because the money we're taking in is going to be so large. And yet, other countries who have been ripping us off for many, many years.
Let me just stop there. Hold on a second. Yes, Mr. President, I know we're going to get into the countries that have been ripping us off for many, many years, and I agree with that. But hold on a second. Could we go back to the getting rid of income tax part again? So that's the President of the United States who says that over the next couple of years, we could substantially be cutting out income tax due to tariffs. Could we be making these announcements before the midterms? Definitely before the end of the term. And oh, by the way, in a little showing of cunning, if you will, if this is possible, if we have right now the tariffs and the money that's being taken in by the United States, and we continue to do this, and there is a steep reduction in our income taxes, or maybe even an elimination of income tax due to the tariffs. If you were to vote for the next president of the United States in 28, or maybe even suggest in 2026, you're going to vote for somebody who's not a Republican and part of the America First MAGA train. If that's happening, do you really want to vote against it? Yeah, you don't want to do that. You'd like to keep that going, wouldn't you? I like it.
Number 1.
What do you think, as a lawyer, what do you think the consequences should be for people who are abiding by following these steps from the commander-in-chief when they seem to be complete overreaches of power?
They're following unlawful commands from Donald Trump. And if you're committing offenses and your defense is going to be, I was just following orders. You know, that didn't work out so well at Nuremberg. It certainly didn't work out so well for Lieutenant Calley when he, you know, engaged in mass murder, the My Lai massacre. And, you know, Pete Hegseth just doing whatever Donald Trump tells him to do, like initiating a criminal investigation that could result in a court-martial of Senator Kelly for simply stating accurately what the military law provides, or Kash Patel's FBI opening criminal probes of members of Congress for speaking the truth. You know, that is something that will someday, when the rule of law comes back into the light of day, will have to be tackled.
That is a big deal, everybody. So that is Glenn Kirshner, who is a former Army Judge Advocate General, who went on to The Briefing with Jen Psaki. What? Yeah, I know. Nobody watches it. I do, so you don't have to. And you have to understand how chilling this is. And I'll explain in just a second. Amplifying the Democrats will prosecute anyone taking part in the Mark Kelly investigation campaign. Well, what does that mean?
Drew's Top 5.
Listen, this is one, and even Matt Taibbi on his X account says, well, buckle up, everybody, because this is about to get ugly. Now, it's going to take me a few minutes. I started the show like this, and it was kind of depressing, and I'm kind of sad, D, that I started the program with this. I should have ended the program with this instead, because you're coming out of Thanksgiving and it's Black Friday and everybody's shopping their brains out and they're feeling really good about yesterday, and some of them are still feeling good on some of the things that happened yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And it's that kind of day, and then I come in and I'm like depression right. And even Bob Rommel, who came on from AFPI Florida, was like, "Man, you're bringing me down." So I apologize for that. But somebody's got to smack some reality into everybody. It's like, come on. We got a country to save. Let's go. Thanksgiving was yesterday. Forget the shopping. You can do it later or online or whatever. Here's the thing. That was a clip of Jen Psaki and a former Army Judge Advocate General who said that, she says, well, what do you think about the consequence? What should the consequences be for people who are abiding by following the steps of the commander-in-chief? In other words, when the president puts out illegal orders, which he hasn't done, and he's not going to, and people follow those orders, let's just say someone follows the orders of the president, and somebody in the left-leaning media or some crazy leftist who used to be in the military, who now gets his opportunity to be on a talking head program on one of these fake news legacy media outlets. What do we do about this? And then that person says, well, I'll tell you what, you know, there are going to have to be consequences, because just following orders, yeah, that's not going to work. And sooner or later, there are going to be Democrats that are going to be running this country. And when they do, they're going to have to look at those actions, and maybe if you follow the president's orders, you'll be in trouble. Well, wait a minute. What orders shouldn't I follow? And that's the rub. Do you see what they're doing? As Western Lensman put it on his X account, and he's spot on. Psaki and MS Now are amplifying the Dems will prosecute anyone taking part in the Mark Kelly investigation intimidation campaign. Like, you can't go after the Sedition Six. You can't go after those Democrats who suggested you do not follow Trump's orders. Because if you do, one day, you might get in trouble for it. This is terrible. This is a color revolution underway. Could be a color revolution that we talked about at the beginning of the program, that General Mike Flynn was talking about. The president needs to address the country on what this is and this color revolution threat. Well, what's a color revolution threat? I don't get it. Well, it's the CIA playbook and what they've done in other countries to foment problems with the government so that you can have that government overthrown. And the steps as they lay them out are delegitimization against the leader. That would be Trump. It's happening now. Framing normal authority as illegitimate. It's happening now. Attempting to mobilize military disobedience. You just heard it. Attempt to trigger defection in the military and intelligence world. You just heard it. Man.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because MediShare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 855-SHARE-40. That's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, if you're looking to take advantage of today's pro-business environment and strengthen your financial future, certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and his team at Advantage Retirement Group have got you covered. They specialize in advanced tax strategies, risk management, and retirement planning, all aimed at helping high net worth investors like you thrive. Now, Alfie wants to share those insights with you with his book, Keeping You on the Retirement Fairway. It's packed with practical tips and forward-thinking strategies to help you make the most out of your hard-earned wealth. Ready to get your free copy? Text BOOK to 239-747-7470. That's 239-747-7470. Don't wait. Learn how to capitalize on that pro-business opportunities that are out there right now and secure the confident retirement you deserve. Once again, text BOOK to 239-747-7470 right now, and let Alfie Townsend and Advantage Retirement Group help guide you toward a stronger, more confident financial future.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at USO.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at USO.org today.
Now, back to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
All right, anytime you want to watch it, FL Voice News on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook. Anytime you want to check out the program after hours, Florida's Voice with Drew Steele, the podcast. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get it. Yeah, so I guess putting a bow on the show means I'm kind of putting a bow on some of the headlines and looking at some of the things that we were talking about, or even some of the things we didn't get a chance to talk about today, including something about, I guess there was, wait, what was this? So, do you watch, is it this weekend that had the, before the Thanksgiving Day parade? Is that when the dog show is, the National Dog Show?
I think it's right after the parade.
Okay, so it's afterwards. All right. That's right. So they were talking about the dog show, and I guess were they doing, oh man, I can't show this video. Maybe I could play the audio, but the 25 dog show winner was the Belgian sheepdog, and it's the first to ever win best in show. So it was a big day for the national for the 2025 dog show, because that breed, a Belgian sheepdog, never has won. And
good for them.
I don't think I've ever seen one before. Do you know what a Belgian sheepdog is?
No, but it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, all right. So you went and looked at it. So yes, very nice. And I guess on NBC they had the dogs that were there while they were doing some of the forecasting and stuff like that. So that was kind of cool. And then I was just looking at a clip a little earlier, and I can't play it, but I just want to describe it, because then I have to bring up the topic. If we're going to step away from heavy news right now and just get into something a little lighter and a little different. I watched a clip. Did you watch, by the way, the Thanksgiving Day parade?
Some of it.
Okay, some of it. Was there anything that you remember from it at all?
Do I have to be the one to say it?
Well, I don't know, because was there controversy? I don't know.
I thought there's something you're thinking of.
No. Is there something that I don't know that you want to say, but you don't want to say it on the air kind of thing? That happened? Oh, well, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, I wish you could. Why don't you text it to me or message me on the message board so I know what it is? But what I was going to say is there was one float that had Debbie Gibson, or Deborah Gibson, Only in My Dreams, and she was singing, the artist, and she's doing the whole thing on one of the floats, and it's like, okay, that's nice, go back to the 80s, and all right, cool. And then I guess Foreigner, quote unquote, did Cold as Ice on another float. I guess it was the Stranger Things float. Did you see that?
No, that one I missed.
Okay. But it wasn't, the guy singing wasn't the original lead singer from Foreigner, Lou Gramm. It was some other dude doing it. That's not Foreigner, though, if they have another guy doing it, right?
Yeah, it's discredited.
Yeah, well, that just brings up the whole, it feels to me like that's such a hard one to get past. If there's a band member, somebody who plays in the band that's missing for whatever reason, they leave the band or they pass away, whatever it is, and then you get a new guitar player, a new bass player, a new drummer or something. If the lead singer is the same, the band's the same. Like that, the person who's leading the band, lead singer, is the reason why it says lead singer. It's like they're leading. Like, you're good. But if you say, hey, it's Foreigner, and it's like, that's not Foreigner, I don't even know who that dude is. Who is that guy? Then it just kind of feels weird.
I see where you're going.
Okay, that's all. And then, did it have something to do with Mrs. Claus?
It sure did.
Okay.
Maybe that story's for another day.
Yeah, that's a story for Monday. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. My name is Drew Steele. It's Florida's Voice.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
It's 4 a.m., Monday, and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.